So
Certainly crave something sweet. That is dangerous.
I can go all day, and I would, if you told me I got some type of dessert or sweet,
Yeah.
something that would cater to my sweet tooth, I can wait all day and just wait for that.
It's
So,
phenomenal.
don't
I
have to eat
love
anything all
sweets.
day,
Yeah,
but man,
I'm with
it's
you.
it's a bad deal. But
Yeah.
What's your typical workout?
yeah, that's a short conversation right now. So
Are you
that's a
familiar
short
with the transfer portal?
I got some work in walking around the indoor last night, being on the phone. So I guess that's about as
Do you
close as
pace
it
when
gets
you're on the
right.
phone? I do that all the time.
That's when I feel like that's probably
that's a
probably
good
thing for me.
exercise.
That's probably seems like I'm standing up a lot when I'm on the phone. So
Yeah.
I guess you're probably right.
Well, we appreciate the time, and this is the sunniest place we'll ever interview you.
That's right.
We'll get you inside most of the other times we
Oh,
interview
good. It's a
you.
beautiful day.
It is.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thanks,
supporting
Coach.
the Rise Foundation. We
Yeah.
appreciate you so much. He's Kalel DeBoer, and we're the next round. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from the next round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com.
Let's face it, a home is one of the most powerful assets you can have, and our friends at Mortgage Right want to help you build wealth through home ownership. Mortgage Right is all about providing competitive rates, a variety of loan products, and a multitude of resources for a seamless home buying experience. They treat their borrowers like family and are always looking to bring more happy homeowners under their roof. See more by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR today and start living. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Hang out with the Next Round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the Next Round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
You never know what we're up to here at the Next Round. The easiest way to stay in the know with our antics and adventures is to follow the Next Round across all social media platforms at Next Round Live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Whether it's Dunaway sleeping in the studio, Tim and Lunsford breaking down the latest movie release, or Game Day Chronicles, we are here to keep you updated on the latest sports news while, of course, having just a little bit of fun. Follow at Next Round Live across all platforms to join in.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst is back May 12th through 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. It is Bama's biggest in-water boat show with more than 100 boats and vehicles on display, vendors and food trucks, live music all weekend long, and it is free public admission. Don't forget the Friday night fireworks show, free Velcro Pygmies concert Saturday, free mimosas for Mama Mother's Day Sunday, LoganMartinLakeFest.com for more info. It's the annual Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst May 12th through 14th, LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
It is a Friday here on the show live. Rockstar's Lounge will end the show and get us rolling to the new weekend. Laura, already in the chat room, did you think Jimmy D stayed up for the Taylor Swift release? I did for the first album, and then I woke up and she had released a second album. It's a double album.
Did you know that was happening?
I did not. I did not.
What time was the first album?
It was midnight Eastern, so a little 11 Central.
What time was the second album?
I've already got that artwork on my wall, by the way.
I'm sure you do.
Oh, it's probably your screensaver. Again, I respect Taylor Swift, the artist. Again, puts on a great show. The one time I went and saw her, took the kids. I just don't understand the need to continue to produce material.
Well, we'll talk about it a little bit later on, but you have a thought on it? I mean, she's in the middle of a $1 billion tour.
She needs to work harder. I was going to say a great couple would be her and Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, yeah, he does not.
Couple.
They would never see each other.
I mean, the problem, it's not a problem for Taylor Swift, and I know there's a demand, but listening to Sirius XM yesterday, I didn't realize this was coming out, and maybe this has something to do with it, but if I would jump channels, it was like at the same time 4 or 5 different channels had Taylor Swift on.
Yeah.
She's the hottest thing right now.
So you knew there was a second album coming later?
I knew there was a new album coming.
And you stayed up for that.
And I stayed up because my daughter was feeding me information. The countdown's 4 minutes. You ready?
Did you listen to the whole thing?
No, because it's very somber. It's 11 o'clock Central. Very somber, 12 o'clock Eastern.
What time Mountain?
It was 10 o'clock and then 9 o'clock on the
Pacific?
West Coast.
Okay, thank you.
Don't give it to Hawaii because I lose it. Very somber. Ooh, no, so I made it through like 3 tracks, and then I was drooling on the pillow.
So it's good to sleep by?
The first one is...
It's called the Tortured Poets Society?
Yeah. I don't know what the second album sounds like. Hopefully there's an upbeat...
So I might like it.
It is a deep pour red wine, no lights on type of album.
Uh-oh, has her life taken a turn?
No. It's from an early, as always.
Well, you know what? Travis Kelce.
It's probably that.
PK.
It's probably she's so miserable listening to his just over-the-top bullshit.
So there's no Travis Kelce in this?
I don't know. I have not listened to the second part yet. Dickie Betts did pass away, Jeff. Thank you so much. We'll get to that later in the show as well. We'll give all the music its full due, but none of that leads the show, or shouldn't. We're going to start with college football. We were with Kalel DeBoer yesterday. I got a question for these guys. And then also we'll get to Deion Sanders' reaction to the way the media covers the exodus of the portal. All that coming up here in the first segment. I got my credential. I'm ready for Talladega weekend.
I see that. You're headed out to the track this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm at the track. I'm at the track this afternoon.
You're tomorrow.
You got
I'm tomorrow.
Saturday,
I got Sunday. Okay.
Unless you want to flip them.
No, I'm going to go for the Sunday.
Okay.
Well, I hope they have a Sunday race.
Yeah, you'll be back there Monday, probably.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
But you've already got the I got to the show on Monday.
I got my credential on.
Yeah.
As Kelsey said, you're going to wear that all day, aren't you? Just because it says essential.
Look, Dunaway lit up. Look at that credential. It says essential.
Yeah.
And you know what Dunaway said? I need one of those for up here.
Yeah, I need a next round essential one.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, that's all I need. Oh, by the way, last night before we jump into football, everybody on the set but Brown working double shifts yesterday. LT with the Vestavia softball team on senior night for Vestavia. Did you have a good time watching the ladies play?
I did, man. They put on a great event. I only stayed an inning.
Great event.
So like a lot of
I got there. Okay, so I got there at 3:30 to do the 5 seniors to do their announcements. The announcements went off at like 4:25. First pitch was like 4:30. I stayed till after 5 o'clock.
Oh, good for you. I noticed you didn't
really
shower.
Good. How good's Tate in the circle? Did she pitch?
I didn't have time. Tate is really good. Yeah. And
going to UAB.
I should have stayed a little bit longer. Yeah.
There's Tate for senior night there.
All right. How do you know her?
I met her yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't even meet her. I met her parents.
But you were there for Lucy, right?
I was there for Lucy Spisto, who was going to Mobile University.
Oh, really?
Got a scholarship there, yeah.
UM, University of Mobile?
Mobile College, yeah.
I think it's University of Mobile, Jim.
You think it's University of Mobile?
Yeah.
It used to be Mobile College, so they may have switched the name.
It was a good time, though. They put on a good show. They let off. Tate struck out first, walked second, and I think struck the next 2 out.
Wow.
And then leadoff for Vestavia went yard. So it's 1-0. going into the second. I leave. Spisto updates me they lost 2-1.
Oh,
They
no.
lost. Who are they playing?
Oh,
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
It was an upset.
Wow, that is a major upset. Meanwhile, I was the guest of Forrester out at Moody's senior night, the Blue Devils, Lady Blue Devils out there. And Forrester's a great photographer. There's me team picture
Look
after.
at
Did you get a
that.
team picture?
I was not asked to get a team picture done away.
Yeah.
Y'all are on the...
I asked them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Post game. Look at Forrester's photography. Sunset there.
That's
in
gorgeous.
Moody. I'm in
Look
the
at
outdoor press box.
Yeah, with an umbrella over you.
Senior night, got to introduce the seniors. Just 3 seniors. That team is
I
stocked.
noticed you
going
didn't shower
forward.
either.
I did not shower either. I didn't
Yeah.
have time. Didn't have time.
Yeah,
Look at that shot.
the more I thought
Jimmy
about
America.
it.
Oh, that is gorgeous. Did Forrester take that?
Yeah.
What a shot.
Brown, I had time to let Bullet and Chili out, and that
Yeah.
was it.
There's
Rotating,
Forrester's
yeah.
oldest. Yeah.
I did change hats.
Yeah. So there you go. I switched hats too.
Oh, all
Over
right.
the blue hat there. So fun night.
Did
with
they win?
softball.
Oh, they run ruled. Forrester told me that.
Yeah.
Dunaway brought home the W, Lance. Not like you.
No, but I stayed and announced the entire game, all 4.5 innings.
Again, I wasn't asked to announce
So
the game.
you did.
My favorite
Now
announcement.
batting.
Oh yeah, all night.
Did you go PA voice or just do normal?
PA? I was very boring.
Give me PA voice. Announce me as batting.
What was
Playing
Libby's
third.
last name?
Higgins.
Libby Higgins.
22, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I remember the number.
Okay.
She batted so many times. Next for Moody,
Oh,
number
God, the
22, Libby Higgins.
Oh, the pause was so bad.
Then you got the.
Yeah.
Come on, Libby.
Yeah.
Let's go, Libby.
No.
Hey, that
Hit
is
that
a-
ball up the middle. Hit it.
The dads out there knew about Forrester. They were like, I'm sure you know, are, because I was like, girls softball has gotten insane with like just all of the money involved, all of the travel, and talking to some of the dads, and they were like, I'm sure you hear a lot about it from Forrester. So it's like a network of parents and kids.
G. Kerbo, he's the PA at AUM baseball tonight.
How about that?
Our man
Now
Ush.
batting.
Our man Ush is always doing Spain Park lacrosse. So we are big PA people in high school sports. That's what we do on this show.
I hadn't done PA in a long time. I did it when I was in high school.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me too.
I am not good at it.
Now batting.
Yeah, I just gave it a shot. I gave it a whig. You know, I wasn't going to be that guy that line left field on the PA. That's
Did you tell them they had plenty of hot dogs left in the concession
that was
stand?
my favorite announcement. Brown.
Softball Booster Club would love for you to go
Fourth
get one of them
inning,
hot
it's like,
dogs.
Because
If it's going to be run rule,
they knew they were about to be run rule. They'd already sold out of the hamburgers. And the guy next to me was the guy in charge of the concessions, and he was running the audio and everything. And they came up and they were like, "Hey, we're out of hamburgers. You want us to fry more?" And he looked at the scoreboard. And he's like, "No. How many hot dogs do you have left?" "Oh, we got a lot of hot dogs." Make the announcement. $1 hot dogs now in the concession stand.
Did they go fast?
Didn't even make it through the half inning. And in the middle of that half inning, because the base is still loaded, Moody's carouseling.
Did you get one, by the way?
What?
Did you get a hot dog?
No, I wanted one bad, but they ran out. So Moody's carouseling.
What's the
at
final
this point.
score in this game?
I can't. Jesse's a really good coach at Leeds. Listens to our
Well,
show.
he's
got
rebuilding.
He's
year
got
for
an
him.
up and coming
Yeah,
program
rebuilding
there. I
year
don't want
for
to own
Jesse.
our trash.
That's right. Of course not. No.
Jesse's a heck of a coach.
He gets after it.
And Jesse works the umpires like I would.
Yeah, contract extension coming for Jesse. I think he's going to build this thing.
50-50 call goes Jesse's way every time.
Good for him.
Because he works the umps.
Yeah.
But right now Moody's a pretty good program.
Right.
And they're carouseling. So the dude's like, they make these fresh baked chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, heck yeah.
And he's like,
homemade
hey,
or
yeah,
Otis
yeah.
Spunkmeyer?
I don't know. I don't know. But I know they come out
like
hot.
those?
Oh,
They come out
in
hot.
high school.
Yeah.
They come out hot. And,
Right.
like a lot of places, you got popcorn smell coming by.
But you got a cookie smell?
It's a cookie smell
Oh,
right
I
through that
couldn't
press
deal with
box.
that.
I was
Yeah.
in the jet stream.
Could you mislead and put the cookie in the microwave for a little bit? Make it your own?
I hope that's not what they did. I could
I
not see.
still love that smell.
I couldn't see behind the brick wall.
It's like Dunkin' Donuts.
But when he knew this was about to be it, he said, "Okay, make the announcement." And I said, "Between innings?" He said, "No, just whenever there's an out or something."
Like
You gotta
it's
make-
like a NASA launch.
you gotta make
the announcement.
I didn't want to screw it up, Rockstar. You got to make a
Free hot dogs, damn it! I'm so sorry.
You got to make the announcement pretty quick here because this will go really fast and the game's almost over. Tell them hot, fresh cookies, 2 for $1.
Oh, 2 for $1.50 a cookie?
Yeah,
I like
Dude, it's
them.
going broke, Scott.
Yeah.
Y'all got to up the price.
I know
on that
they're
crap.
bargaining with their inventory.
Yeah, Scott, what are y'all doing out there, man?
Y'all gonna be a broke program if you go 2 cookies for $1.
We sell some cookies. They run through them.
I bet you do.
Big cookies.
Tells me somebody donated the cookie though. We can sell them
Did
for
they all have
whatever
walkout songs?
They did not. When I was at Hoover, they've got walkout songs, but he wasn't playing them last night. Why?
Well, I was going to say real quick, the 5 seniors at Vestavia would introduce them, give a little bio, and then when they would walk out with their parents, siblings, then they would play the walkout song. Oh. And then I would wait, and then back to Rockstar saying this is like a rocket launch. I was waiting for their cue on everything. I didn't want to mess up their day.
And we're clear.
Go.
Yeah, but Forrester, why didn't you guys have walkout?
I don't know why they didn't play them last night.
But do they usually do it for every at bat?
Yeah. At home games we do. Had the between innings playlist going last night.
But we didn't do walk-up songs last night. I don't know why.
No.
I don't know why.
Probably because you were there.
No, it wasn't going to bother me. But they tell me the trim girl that's going to UCF, the first baseman for Moody, and she's big, tall, lefty. That her walk-up song he was like, it's really intimidating. I said, what is it? He said, it's Beethoven. It's dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah, I like that.
More people think that Judge Judy theme song.
Literally old school.
But I mean, if the tallest person on the field is walking to the batter's box and the PA goes dun 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 dun, that would be intimidating.
Hey, when I was
pretty
a kid,
good walk-up.
When I was a kid doing PA at Saks Youth Activities, that was my first lesson in every mic's a hot mic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sometimes you flip that switch off, the mic doesn't go
I
off.
was in charge of. We were using they had a big switcher out there like we use on road shows, and I was just hitting.
Oh no, I had the old flip a switch, flip it on and off. Sometimes it doesn't go all the way off, as it turns out.
By the way, that
and if you and your buddies are making fun of one of the other players,
never do that.
Parents can sometimes hear that.
Never do that.
Oh, I did.
All right, into our football conversation, being brought to you today by a couple of our great sponsors. One of those, our friends at NASCAR. Still some tickets available on the track today. 2 races tomorrow. Walker Hayes is happening tomorrow night. That concert, your Sunday ticket gets you into the Walker Hayes concert, and then of course the Geico 500 happening on Sunday out there, and you can get your tickets at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, or go 877-GO-TO-DEGA. If you already got a ticket, want to upgrade to maybe garage area and enjoy the up-close personal feel of Big Bill's garage or anything in the infield, you can do that as well at the website, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. And our friends at Odie's, where you got another big music weekend and great food happening.
Yes, 2 great locations now, the Original and Crestline. That's where we do Odie's Team Trivia every Wednesday night. The newest location in Edgewood, the corner of Oxmoor and Broadway. The weekend is here. Great place to sit back, watch NBA action. You can watch Major League Baseball. They'll have all the TVs on. Great food from Rodney Davis for the last 33 years. Award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, including the Diablo sandwich, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Stop into one of those 2 locations for lunch, dinner, or drinks. It's Odie's Tavern.
Just real quickly, because it has become, our state has become a hotbed for future professional golfers. This has just moved across the wire here. Rarely do you see a big golf announcement returning, not going pro.
Right.
But local golfer Gordon Sargent
at Vanderbilt
is coming back to Vanderbilt for another year.
How about that?
Instead of going pro.
That's the kid that
he was in the Masters.
Yeah, he was in the Masters last year, not this most recent one, but the 2023 Masters. And all the pros that played with him are like, this kid bombs it. Like, we can't keep up with this kid. And these are tour pros that are saying this, by the way, best players in the world. Like, this kid's game is something else.
How do you think NIL is for him at Vanderbilt?
Well, I mean, so here's the thing, and this is what I used to always say about NIL is everybody was like, well, it's only going to benefit the quarterback in football. Well, no, because he can go get a deal with TaylorMade or Cobra Puma or Titleist.
So you can go ahead and get Nike deals.
Yeah, if you're one of those, why would you not take a shot with this kid?
And it's a little bit like the way the shoe game used to work in college basketball recruiting. So when Nike or Adidas would get these kids in high school coming to their camps, and then they would feed them to a Nike or Adidas school. When they got to the NBA, they would be a Nike or Adidas guy, right? Well, that's the way it could be with a top-end college golfer or softball player, or anybody for that matter, any of the Olympic sports, is if I can hook them in college or now high school in some states, if I can hook them there when they get on tour, they'll be my guy when he's on tour, right? And it's worth the gamble on a guy like him, isn't it? Like, if you're TaylorMade and you give him, I don't know, $500,000.
Well, just look at Nick Dunlap. What just happened to him?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, when Nick Dunlap was playing in the U.S. Amateur, he was already wearing sponsored gear.
Yeah,
in the U.S. Amateur.
Is Gordon the number 1 player in college?
Yeah,
You guys know?
I would imagine. I think maybe the number one amateur in the world.
So
right now.
probably favored to win the national championship.
I would think so. Yeah.
Team sport, but yeah.
No,
Could
but
be.
there's individual too.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because
Individuals
Spieth, I think, won one.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I think so.
As an individual national championship?
Yeah.
Max,
There's an individual and a
Max
team.
Homa won one.
I think so at
Yeah.
Cal Berkeley.
Those
yeah.
guys have fairly good careers.
Yeah, they really have,
Yeah.
don't we?
As it turns out.
Hey, speaking of which, have you ever, like, I've seen the fluorescent yellow and orange balls on the golf course. I've never seen the red balls that we got in our gift bag from the Rise Foundation.
Oh, you haven't?
Have you guys ever seen somebody play with them?
I have never. I've seen them in the woods. I've not seen. anybody
I
play
thought
with
they were
them.
so cool, and I left it on the counter. Guess who got it?
Who?
Chili.
Ate a golf ball?
Swallowed it?
I'm not kidding. I heard her gnawing on something. Within 15 minutes, it was in 1,000 pieces on the
No,
ground.
at least she didn't digest it.
Her
That'd be hard to
digestive
pass.
Well, she's already done the
I mean,
foil.
the foil pan is one
She'll be
thing.
laying an egg.
But I mean, that's pretty tough to destroy a golf
Oh
ball.
God, we're having another Michelin. They're extra
No. No.
I would tell you those balls, Brown. They cut this out. Those balls don't feel like the normal weight. They feel a little lighter.
So when you normally hold balls in your hand, those feel a little bit lighter than the other ones?
Yeah, like if
That's
you hold
interesting.
that ball.
Does it have the same texture as a normal ball you're holding?
It really does.
So are you taking away from the accomplishment that Chili was able to destroy it in 15
No,
minutes?
I'm just saying I don't use those balls.
Well, how do you
I
like?
use-
How do you like the
I like the
balls?
balls a little heavier.
Do you really?
I do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So those are lighter than your normal.
They
you
feel
normally
lighter
hold?
anyway. I don't know if
Really?
technically they are lighter.
Yeah.
Like I just don't feel like I can go as long with the lighter
Yeah.
ball.
Interesting. Did you clean them just to see if they clean the same?
Oh, they're always clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my book.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. So you're not going to use those balls?
I am not. No, I keep them in there if I got a water shot coming up.
Rusty, damn, that dog's a menace. That's,
It really is.
That's one way to put it.
It will eat anything. I've never seen anything like it.
It is.
The tiger shark.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll get to college football coming up in the next segment. The show being brought to you in part by our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa. Before you tell us about Woodhouse Day Spa, I did want to bring this out really quick. There's a we had that. When was it last week? We had the eclipse? Or was it 2 weeks ago?
It was
last
the
week.
Monday of Masters Week. Yeah.
So it was last week.
That's right.
So a little over a week ago.
Uh-huh.
It's going on already. But tomorrow night is the most viewing time
Of what?
of the Lyrid meteor showers, or the Lyrid is Lyrid. And if you're at a place like Talladega, another mention, Talladega, if you're out there camping out or whatever, not a lot of lights out there. I would imagine you're out from the city. That'd be a great place to watch that, right? Have you ever seen a real meteor shower away from lights?
Now,
Like I was down on Johnny
I have
Orr's
not. Yeah.
property in South Georgia where they don't even have cell service.
Yeah.
And we were out one time throwing back a few cold Bud Lights, riding around, what do we call it when we're on the farm? Guys, we can ride about or whatever when we're,
What are you all in Australia?
So you're on the mules.
well, no, we're riding the ATVs around the property. And
Manfest.
It's 200 acres. I mean, it's a lot of acres. And there are ponds and dirt roads and open farming fields. And we got out there.
Sounds like Lord of the Flies.
And there was a meteor shower going on, and we were nowhere near city lights.
Yeah, so it's country dark out there, huh?
Oh, my God.
Was everybody moving away from you?
I felt like I was on LSD.
I'm not going to stand this.
I laid down on the ground and just looked up,
on.
and it felt like the world was moving.
So, but if you're at Talladega, it may or may not be a meteor shower, but it's still going to be worth the watch. I mean, somebody could just fire it off a cannon from somewhere at Talladega in the camping
But
area.
if you're in a dark space, it is amazing.
Is it really?
thing. Yeah.
So what time is this?
At nighttime. I don't know exactly.
Oh, thank you, Jeff.
That's not broad at all.
I don't know exactly what time the meteor
Well, I'll
shower
look it up,
happens.
Lance. While
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Tell us about Woodhouse.
Hey,
If
treat
you've
that
never
special
seen
someone to the gift of luxury from Birmingham's best day spa, the Woodhouse Day Spa, located at the Summit Shopping Center. Maybe you're going to Talladega. We'll see how many times we can say this. If you're going to Dega, the wife or girlfriend is staying behind, treat her to something at the Woodhouse Day Spa. A menu of over 70 options, including massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail services. Woodhouse Day Spa, voted America's best day spa since 2009. You can order that special person gift online 24/7, birmingham.woodhousespas.com, or you can stop by, see Stewart and that great staff located at the Summit Shopping Centers.
Standard Dunaway here. The headline says the Lyrid meteor shower peaks this weekend, but don't expect much this year. That's the Space.com headline. Unfortunately, 2024 not going to be a good year to look for the shooting stars.
Why? How would they change week to week, year to year?
The waxing gibbous moon.
Is
That's
it
bright.
really?
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, it is. Moon's brighter. The waxing gibbous is brighter. Yeah, they tell you that. Sorry.
I don't know if I'm gonna look at it then.
Yeah,
I didn't get too hyped up about it. First I've heard of
Yeah, I
it.
know.
Head down all weekend.
You mean
for
I
me.
can't see it? Well, you know what? I'm not going to look at it.
By the way, since we're all over the place in this first segment, can I give a disclaimer and put it in reverse, Terry, when it comes to Baby Reindeer?
Oh, wow.
Oh, was not good?
Episode 4, I
Back it up.
finished it. Episode 4 is one of the most disturbing standstill episodes in the history of television.
So you
And
gave
you
this,
think that?
Yes.
Yeah, you gave this a recommendation after watching one episode?
I watched one
Yeah.
episode, and then I got text from Luganville say, what the hell's going on here? And Chip Brown and different people. And then I continued to watch, and I'm like, ooh, this is taking some turns.
Yeah. So you endorsed it before you watched it.
Well, I watched one episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the premise, if you watch the one episode, I think you would agree, like, damn, this has got a lot of potential.
Yeah, but then it got weird. So what are you saying? Don't
can't
watch
even.
it?
I would think
Are
that
you just giving a heads up?
I'm just going to say 95% of our audience is not going to, they're not going to like it.
So you've put it in reverse, Terry, now.
Yeah.
You say don't go watch
Yeah.
Baby Reindeer.
Yeah, I'm just, before I fully endorse this, because I know what will happen is people will get on a bender, they'll binge this weekend, and then I'm going to get.
You're going to catch it.
Yeah,
Well, Forrester said he watched the first 3 episodes last night.
Okay, Forrester, episode 3 gets a little different, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's taken a turn.
Yeah. Apparently, that's when you should end
I can
it.
imagine what happens in 4.
No, you can't.
I can't. Okay.
I mean, you really can't. And what I can't figure out, normally I'm doing the Wikipedia dive, and I'm trying to figure out if stuff is factual, what's fiction, what's fact. And apparently this is based on this guy's true story, and boy, he's had a rough one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass on this then.
Dunaway, just watch episode 4 standalone.
Yeah, I may not.
What's that on? Netflix?
Yeah.
So don't watch it.
Yeah. Laura says, holy crap, Reindeer got real dark.
As dark as, I don't know what the darkest shade of dark is.
Yeah.
So it was dark. It was lurid meteor shower dark. Just finished The Gentleman. Excellent. I'm in the middle of that too,
That's
Johnny.
great.
It is really good. And who's the old boy?
Guy Ritchie. No, Theo James is the star.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Denny and Debbie Holsey, Spisto's sister and brother-in-law, and he's like, we watched 4, and it got to the point, how many people can you kill? He's like, we kind of tapped out.
What, in The Gentleman?
Yeah.
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 I mean, there's a
Well,
high body count, but it's not like.
That's kind of a Guy Ritchie staple, though, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah. But it's what his is it's like dark humor and violence. Like the violence has got a good humor element to it. So you can laugh when somebody gets shotgunned.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Opening segment there. We'll get to a little college football and some other stuff as we move on. Todd Fuhrman with us at 10 o'clock as the NBA playoffs get set this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, the final 2 play-in games tonight. We'll talk to Fuhrman about that and some other sports headlines out there, including the Stanley Cup, which starts tonight for Fuhrman as well. He'll have all that at Bet the Board Podcast, Rockstars Lounge coming up. Show being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill LT.
205-229-2090. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys at Hemp Hill. Call them up. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Fire damage to your home or business is something you never want to consider. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. But in the horrible event it happens, Dry Tech is here to help. They respond quickly and will reply to you within 20 minutes when you call 205-637-0143. They're working for you, the customer, not the insurance company. They've got 5 crews ready to go 24/7. Don't call the insurance company first. Call Dry Tech. Just remember this website, mydrytech.com. That is mydrytech.com.
The road to the Indy 500 runs through Birmingham, April 26th through 28th. The fastest IndyCar drivers in the world, Castroneves, Dixon, and Newgarden, will put their skills to the test with one goal in mind: victory. Witness country music superstar Riley Green as Grand Marshal give the most iconic command in racing. Start your engine! Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix powered by AmFirst at the Barber Motorsports Park. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours now.
Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst coming up May 12th through the 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. Free public admission. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats and vehicles on display. Vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend long. Fireworks show on Friday night. How about this? Free Velcro Pygmies concert coming up on Saturday. Mother's Day is Sunday. They're going to take care of mom with free mimosas all day on Sunday. For more information for this incredible event, go online, LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
NASCAR is returning to Talladega Super Speedway for the 2024 Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th through Sunday, April 21. Guarantee your 2024 Geico 500 weekend experience today by visiting TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Enhance your race weekend by adding passes to the Talladega Garage Experience, presented by Cool Ray. It is the Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th and Sunday, April 21st. Guarantee your spot now, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the next round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the next round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
The region's tradition returns to Greystone, May 8th through 12th. A decorated field of players featuring some of golf's greatest names, including Ernie Els, Jim Furyk, Padraig Harrington, and defending champion Steve Stricker.
Oh my goodness!
All fighting for another shot at history. The legends play here. The region's tradition at Greystone. Get your tickets today.
Back with you on the next round. Deion Sanders' reaction to the exodus from his program and the way it's been covered, and a lot more coming up here in just a second. But the NFL draft is next week. Are you surprised that the New York Giants in the 6th pick are getting a lot of teams trying to trade up and take their pick away? I think it's because they are the last team in the top 6. There's a big gap after that of people that don't need quarterbacks. The Giants could be the one that takes the last good quarterback.
Yeah.
So people feel like they need to be in the top 6 if they're going to get one of those 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I heard the Giants and Joe Schoen, and they were talking about that they expect Daniel Jones to be their starting quarterback. It was a mistake in drafting Daniel Jones. I know 2022 is a little bit different, had a really good year. Won a playoff game on the road against Minnesota, looked really good in that playoff game. I think
then gave him a big contract, and that's the problem.
On the hook for $40 million against the cap with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is not the future here. And I don't know which quarterback.
Well, J.J. McCarthy feels like who we're talking about here, right?
I think J.J. McCarthy is it will be a massive upgrade over Daniel Jones.
I cannot remember who I was watching yesterday because there's so many draft analysts out there. But somebody was talking about the Vikings trading up to take J.J. McCarthy and said basically if you put him in Minnesota, he will thrive there with the parts around him in Minnesota.
Right.
Well, you got the best receiver in football.
You do?
Arguably.
Well, I mean, he's one of them.
I would say he's the best.
It's certainly in the discussion. But that Minnesota would be the team that if they traded up there, like you can't drop him just with the Giants and say he's going to thrive there, but you could drop him with Minnesota. Basically, what he's saying without saying it is if Kirk Cousins can thrive there, J.J. McCarthy can thrive. That's essentially what they're saying.
But back to the point with the New York Giants, I just don't think Daniel Jones is that answer long term.
So they're likely going to hold on to that.
I think they probably hold on,
and take whoever's there, whether it's Jaden or Drake May or McCarthy.
Crazy thing if I would have told you more playoff wins at this point, Daniel Jones or Justin Herbert.
You're absolutely right about that.
You would be Justin Herbert, and it's really Daniel Jones.
It's pretty crazy to think about.
A road playoff win, too.
Yeah. Nick Saban and the rest of the ESPN crew and ABC crew next Thursday night, round 1 of the NFL draft. Show being brought to you by our friends at Michelson. Before LT tells us about Michelson, Stephon Castle, who Alabama saw a handful of in the national semifinal game at the Final Four, freshman with UConn, is going to the NBA.
Wow.
Yeah, so He's got that such good feedback there. Obviously, when you declare for the NBA like Mark Sears, you have the opportunity, if you do it the right way, to come back to college if you don't like what you see. But Castle should get a good evaluation from the NBA, and he's likely off from UConn.
Everything going up in price, but not LASIK at Michelson Laser Vision. Pre-inflation pricing, they've held it steady the last couple of years. Dr. Mark Michelson, call 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. Ask her about the pre-inflation pricing. I'm speaking from experience. I had the procedure done over 20 years ago. I had the 2200 vision. I was legally blind without the aid of contacts. Now I have 2015 vision, better than 2020. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Would you guys say Alabama and Auburn are shopping after, recently we talked with Hugh Freeze, and yesterday we talked again with Kalen DeBoer, extended time on and off the camera. You tell me, do you think Alabama and Auburn are shopping in this portal right now?
I think you have to be.
Yeah,
I think you have to always be shopping.
If you can get an upgrade at any position, why would you not do it?
Do you like your car that you're driving, your Alfa Romeo?
I love my Alfa
My wife
Romeo.
has one. She loves it. You love yours, right?
That's great.
When you drive past a car lot, do you ever look?
Not a car lot, Brown, but I tell you where I look on the road.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fair enough.
Like
when
if
you're
we're
on the road,
stoplight or somebody.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, I like that
rarely
car.
in my Alpha
Yeah.
does anybody pass me on the interstate, but when they do, like you passed me yesterday because I was fiddling with something.
Fiddling
with my radio.
Was it you rake his fiddling with? Couldn't get work.
Fiddling with my radio. And
Do you tinker with your car sometimes?
I do. I worry about tumping over too. Hey, I tell you, I forget I'm Southern sometimes talking with my broadcasting.
Yeah, rarely do
and
I.
then I started reading a script last night on Senior Night at Forrester, and I sounded more redneck than I ever had in my life on some of them. I was like, oh my God, where'd that word come from?
But like the other day, we were driving on 280, and my wife pointed out a car and said, boy, I really like that car. It's a good-looking car. I said, would you trade yours for it? She goes, oh, no, I love mine.
Yeah.
But that's right. That's life in the you love what you got if you're Kalen DeBoer or Hugh Freeze, but why would you not be shopping? Because you never know a car that's going to go on sale, right?
As Nick Saban said, if you want to feel good for a day, eat a steak. If you want to feel good for a month, buy a new car.
What if I want to feel good for the rest of my life? What did he say? Do you remember?
Was that really a comment from
It
him?
was. What did he say?
And then the hook is what Brown, and I forget this part.
I think he said, if you want to
don't
be
really get that analogy, do you?
Yeah, well, a steak makes you feel
Steak
good.
makes you feel good for a day, but it
immediately.
burns off. It's gone after one day. A car, you love it for a month, but then it just becomes a car.
And then you do what? You
Yeah,
make
that's
your
what
first
I'm saying.
payment.
Okay,
yeah.
Or,
And
you're
then-
right, or that check cashes if
That's
you
right.
pay for it in
I think he
total.
said if you want to feel good for the rest of your life, serve. I think it's what he said.
Yeah.
I'll look it up, but it's something like that. It was be selfless, basically.
Yeah. It was a really good speech. So
good you cannot remember it.
I forgot the hook.
Yeah.
So good. Here comes Jimmy
Condescending.
Yeah. Let him finish it.
Okay. Yeah, Brown is good at that. So you think they're shopping too?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm with Brown. If you can
What
upgrade,
positions?
why would you not?
Any position. I
he
mean,
said yesterday-
probably not quarterback. I mean, you're not going to do better than Jalen Milroe in the transfer portal. Jaden Rashada.
He is your top quarterback now.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why he's leaving Arizona
I
State
don't
because he's
either.
going to be your starting quarterback.
He's going to Georgia.
That's what it
according to
appears,
everybody.
to back up Carson Beck and I guess be the starter next year.
For those that don't know, Arizona State starter Jaden Rashada entered the portal last night. Got the information there. Georgia's where he's expected to go to be a backup.
Yeah.
They're looking for a backup for Carson Beck and the quarterback of the future. Something to keep an eye on there is Ryan Montgomery, four-star quarterback who committed to Georgia the day before yesterday over Florida and South Carolina to see if he decommits there.
But see, my point was going to be with Rashada is like he's the best quarterback in the portal right now, and I don't even think it's a discussion, right?
Yeah, well,
although we've barely seen the guy play.
Yeah, and I think it shows you there's not a lot of really good quarterbacks in this
But
portal.
even with that, he's nowhere close to an upgrade over Milroe. So, like, even when you say, are you shopping every position, probably not quarterback because you're not going to upgrade from Milroe.
No, I think he said on the show yesterday, Coach did, he would love some depth on the offensive line and at corners, DBs. Basically, he was talking about just a practice. He's happy with the guys he's had, may not be starters, but talking about some depth.
Like,
there.
I think in the quarterback position, Lance, and I asked Kalen DeBoer about this yesterday, and he gave a good answer. You could see it, in our interview. You're trying to manage your inventory there. He's trying to keep guys out of there. And by the way, we are, a few days into the portal
Shocked.
now. I haven't seen a name. Have you?
Nope.
Everybody thought somebody was going to jump from that room in the portal, and it hasn't happened yet.
Well, I said that after the first day, Brownie, that it was a testament to the collective and to the fact that DeBoer and the staff had won the locker room over. Alabama will lose some players before this is over with, and some of those may be coaches' decisions.
I would agree.
More on that when Deion Sanders talks in the next segment.
The Jaden Rashada decision is interesting because in today's atmosphere, these kids want to play right now, and he's got the opportunity to start right now for a Power 5.
Started 2 games last year.
Yeah, Big 12 team.
He's going to be the starting quarterback.
Not a Power 5, though. Power 4.
Power 4. Yeah,
Wow.
Big 12. With all that said, I guess it's a business move if he really believes he's going to be the starting quarterback after Carson Beck goes to the NFL next year.
But why would you not make that move next year? Like, do you think Kirby is going to watch him for another year, and if he tears it up, say, I don't know.
Right.
See, that's what didn't make sense to me with Rashada.
Unless he's got some kind of crazy NIL deal to back up Beck, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, maybe so. But what's wild to me is if Kirby is really interested in you being Beck's replacement, you could be that next year too, right? If you go tear it up at Arizona State.
But see, this is how this works, especially when this happens before April 30th when the window closes. Who does that free up then? There's a little guy named Gunnar Stockton who has a lot of praise for him already in that Georgia quarterback room. If I'm sitting here now and they do end up bringing in Rashada, and I'm Gunnar Stockton, I'm like, dude, I'm sitting here, I'm waiting behind all these people for my time, and now you're bringing somebody else in that could shake the tree, and Gunnar Stockton could fall out.
This
to somebody.
is dirty pool, but if you're Kirby, do you cut a deal with Rashada like you make your announcement April 30th? So that nobody else can hit the portal.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the way you would play it if you were a college football coach?
Probably.
Yeah. I need you to make your announcement at the last possible moment you're coming to Georgia just so my guys can't hit the portal.
You can hear our entire conversation with Caitlyn DeBoer and Greg Byrne from yesterday on our podcast, Apple and Spotify, audio-wise there. Video always on YouTube. Go check it out. Like, subscribe, and follow everywhere. And we had some clips out at Next Round Live on social media as well. Rockstar, if you'll give me cut 3, thought this was very interesting from Caitlyn DeBoer. When Lance talked to him about expectations yesterday, and he had just joked. When Lance asked him if he knew Charles Barkley had a vodka. And he says, no, I didn't. And he says, that's probably going to blow up on the internet. And then Lance asked the coach about expectations.
We were talking about expectations. You were talking about them. You know what's here. Do you expect to win a national championship in year 1?
Yeah, I mean.
What am I watching?
Yeah, what are we watching?
What am I watching?
Dunaway made an appearance.
Dunaway, what is this?
I had no idea this was happening.
Yeah, you didn't.
No, I really didn't. What are we doing for?
Scott a little credit. Scott, you're up.
Scott, what am I watching?
I love you, Jim. We're still friends, right?
Yeah.
I am so confused.
What happened here? Do we not have the real sound?
Yes, we do.
We do. Yeah. Had a little fun yesterday afternoon with some AI.
Hi. Wow. That is phenomenal, by the way.
Truthfully, I wish I looked like that.
Yeah.
And could still move like
He's
that.
doing it all on rollerblades.
Could you imagine Dunaway doing a concert like that? God, I'd pay to watch that.
So, how did this spawn off the DeBoer answer there?
I don't know.
I think Scott just wanted to do it to Dunaway.
So here's the real answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We were talking about expectations. You were talking about them. You know what's here. Do you expect to win a national championship in year 1?
Yeah, I mean,
he played for one last year.
I'm aware.
I'm just asking. You got a talented roster, by the way.
This is what will get spread around the internet. This answer.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, like that's what you come here for, right? You come here, and there's going to come a point in time where there's a lot of pressure going into a week or going even into a moment of a game. And, the thing I'm always going to remind the guys of is this is why you came here, and that's why I came here too, is to be a part of that. And having those expectations. And, that's what it's been, and that's what it needs to be. You try to do everything you can each and every day to make that happen, to live up to that. That's certainly our goal.
Right. There are rare jobs that you take where you don't go in and start talking about we got to build.
Well, we talked about this with the Mark Pope news conference when he's like, I'm here to hang banners. You may as well embrace that. That's what Kentucky fans expect. And if you don't hang banners, you're going to get fired anyway. So why not just embrace it and talk about it, right? And DeBoer's the same way. I mean, if Alabama doesn't win a national championship in 4 or 5 years, he's going to hear about it.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think the expectation is national championship this year. I mean, again, the guy played for one last year. If you can play for one at Washington, this could be the best situation of ever taking over a really good program.
Ever in the history of the game.
Well, I mean, how many guys
Larry
Coker was handed championship?
Well, I mean, I start thinking of like Larry Coker and Frank Solich. I mean, Frank Solich took over a pretty good deal from Tom Osborne, but it's in that discussion.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Saban goes out losing in overtime to Michigan in the college football playoff, and DeBoer comes in just being in the college football playoff and playing for a national championship. I mean, he inherits a better roster than he had playing for a national championship.
But nobody likes those two comparisons you just gave.
Well,
no Alabama fan likes those comparisons.
Well, but now, to be fair, both those comparisons were
those weren't proven coaches.
They weren't proven coaches, and they were the assistant that was promoted because that was the the next step in line, right? This is a guy, you go out to Lance's point, that was coaching for the national championship, and you bring him into that team.
Yeah, let me say this. If Frank Solich was still coaching Nebraska, they wouldn't have had all of this turnover.
They would not have wandered in the wilderness.
Yeah, and I don't think they would have won national championships, but I think he could have won 8-9 games, and they would be in a much better spot as a program.
Ryan Day, there's a better comparison for you. I mean, Ryan Day was handed a tremendous, but again, that was an assistant promoted up, but still, he was handed a tremendous situation.
And if Kalen DeBoer has a Ryan Day-like, first 5 years, that's going to be a problem. I know the guy's 56-8, but he hasn't won the games he needs to win.
Yeah, I just thought it was an interesting answer. You got to embrace it, like you said, Brownie, because that's
you may as well
coming off the greatest run in college football history. And you got to embrace it because nobody wants a building project over the next 2 or 3 years.
If he answered Lance's question by saying, "Listen, I don't deal with expectations like that." It's the old Saban answer would have been, it's not about that. It's about winning the next play. That's not going to change Alabama fans. Alabama fans expect Kalen DeBoer to win a national. I would say if they put it on the ballot this fall. And you got to vote. When do you expect Kalen DeBoer to win a national championship? The winning total, I think, would be within the first 2 years. I think a lot of people would say, I'll give him 1 year in the playoffs, going deep, getting his feet under him. But by year 2, he should win a national championship.
If I gave you guys the combination of Lane Kiffin and let's go Brian Kelly, let's go LSU, Ole Miss, or Alabama to win a national championship this year, what would be more surprising?
This single year?
Yeah, either Ole Miss or LSU winning a national championship or Alabama.
The more surprising one would be Ole Miss and LSU because I get Ole Miss in that one. If they won a national championship, I'd be super surprised.
Yeah, I'd be more surprised on LSU, Ole Miss. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just saying, I don't think there's going to be any surprise at all if DeBoer – bigger surprise if he loses 3 games, which is on the table.
It is, yeah.
It is. So welcome, Coach DeBoer, to the expectation part of your new job.
Doesn't seem like it affects him.
It really doesn't, and he had to know it coming in.
There is a reaction finally from Deion Sanders. He talks yesterday. Interesting choice of clothing. We'll get into Deion's news conference yesterday about the way the 26 people who have left last year's roster, how it's being covered with his program. That's in the next segment, and then we'll get to Todd Fuhrman, the show being brought to you by our friends at Precision Sports. While I'm talking about Precision Sports, Forrester, can you also queue up, whoever has that, queue up, everyone wants to just see the stuff coming out so we can get
I have a feeling that was going to be the whole commercial break there. You dancing on the stage there?
Oh, if that's going to be in the commercial break, just replay the commercial break. Do that then. Our friends at Precision Sports, they can take care of you. If you tweak something, dancing at a music festival on stage while wearing a blonde wig, or if you're jamming down dunks on the 9-foot goal in your driveway or playing a little pickleball, whatever it is, they get you back to work, get you back in the game. Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Orthopedic care is better together. And the folks at PrecisionSportsOrtho.com can set up an appointment for you, and they can help you in your rehab and your diagnosis. 205-512-3885. 205-512-3885. LT and I both use these folks. They are tremendous people. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. Primetime Deion Sanders next. Hit the AI. Let's go to break.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
The region's tradition returns to Greystone, May 8th through 12th. A decorated field of players featuring some of golf's greatest names, including Ernie Els, Jim Furyk, Padraig Harrington, and defending champion Steve Stricker.
Oh my goodness!
All fighting for another shot at history. The legends play here. The region's tradition at Greystone. Get your tickets today.
The road to the Indy 500 runs through Birmingham, April 26th through 28th. The fastest IndyCar drivers in the world, Castroneves, Dixon, and Newgarden, will put their skills to the test with one goal in mind: victory. Witness country music superstar Riley Green as Grand Marshal give the most iconic command in racing.
Start your engine!
Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix powered by AmFirst at the Barber Motorsports Park. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours now.
NASCAR is returning to Talladega Super Speedway for the 2024 Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th through Sunday, April 21. Guarantee your 2024 Geico 500 weekend experience today by visiting TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Enhance your race weekend by adding passes to the Talladega Garage Experience, presented by Cool Ray. It is the Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th and Sunday, April 21st. Guarantee your spot now, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
Hang out with the Next Round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the Next Round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
Did Rory, we'll talk about Caitlyn Clark's deal that we didn't get to yesterday. I know it's my fault I didn't get to it yesterday, and the awkward news conference. That's later in the show.
Awkward is an understatement.
Oh, it was horrible, horrible. You would not get that in a male athlete, I don't think, would get that from a female reporter or a male reporter, whatever your speed is.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, me either. So that's coming up later in the show. But did Rory really get offered $850 million for LIV and turn it down?
I mean, really... You'll never know.
There's no way.
Whatever he was offered, he turned down. It was a significant amount of money. That would be the pelt of all pelts for the LIV, is to get that guy. But, I mean, whatever he's offered, he's turned down. Now, I don't know what the PGA Tour is giving him to do this.
You don't think Tiger would be more important?
Well, Tiger's just not going to play. Tiger would be important to come out and say, that he is in support of it. They could pay Tiger a ton of money just for his endorsement.
Well, and if he just agreed to 5 events a year.
Or shows up and just waves at the crowd. But the way Rory has been so vocal about his support of the PGA Tour, and Tiger has too, but Rory's actually playing, the way he's been so vocal, that would be just a death blow. I mean, it's not going to end the PGA Tour.
But I mean, would anybody fault him for taking that kind of money?
No more than he faulted Rahm or anybody else.
But can't you? I mean, these guys are not taking this stuff because they think the merger is happening, right? Like Rory could say, "I'm not going to take this because eventually we're going to be one group."
Yeah, but why would you not take it and then you become one group and you've still got the money?
Well, the whole merger caught them by surprise. They were not in on that. And if you watch Full Swing on Netflix, you see this that they were Colin Morikawa and Rory and all those guys were caught completely by surprise by that merger because Monahan had not filled them in. I would have thought the report of the merger would decrease some of these offers. Because that was all they ever wanted in the LIV was to be on the same
them,
to overtake them, and they won that battle. So I would have thought that would have decreased some of these offers.
Speaking of winning a battle, you can win the battle of boredom on weekends with Lake Fest coming up very soon, right? I mean, you get a chance to get out there, get on the water, and listen to some great music with the Velcro Pygmies and other great entertainment out there. Lake Fest is coming up in May, LT. Is that 10th through the 12th?
10th through the 12th on the way. Logan Martin Lake Fest Boat Show presented by Am First, May 10th through the 12th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. Free admission for the public. It's Bama's biggest in-water boat show. Over 100 boats and vehicles on display. Vendors, food trucks, live music all weekend, including that free Velcro Pygmies concert on Saturday. There's a fireworks show on Friday night. And it's Mother's Day weekend. Free mimosas for Mom on Sunday. For more information, LoganMartinLakeFest.com. That's LoganMartinLakeFest.com.
All right. So apparently Deion Sanders aged a lot in the offseason.
He got that old gray beard, doesn't he?
Uncle Jesse.
He does. I mean, the overalls just make it worse, that way.
Yeah.
Wonder if you did a brother version of the Dukes of Hazzard.
That's Uncle Jesse, yes.
Who would you cast as Bo and Luke?
I don't know, but that's Uncle Jesse.
Shador and what's the other kid's name?
Yeah, Shiloh.
Yeah.
That would be a great commercial, wouldn't
it? Would be. That's a funny commercial for them, yeah.
First, before we play the soundbite, though, Forrester, can you give me Cormani McLean, 5-star recruit to Colorado, who's now in the portal? He put out a message yesterday on social media. If you're watching, this is from Hayes Fawcett on 3 Sports that put a good graphic together. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for giving me the chance and opportunity to play in Boulder. Listen to who he doesn't thinking this, by the way. I'd like to thank all the CU staff members and most definitely give a special thanks to Coach Livingston for all the knowledge you've taught me in a short span of time, and a special thanks to the players. After all late-night thoughts and great gathered ideas, I have decided to enter the transfer portal with 4 years of eligibility left, thanks to the University of Boulder, Colorado, and all the fans. No Deion Sanders mentioned.
Nope.
I guess you could include him in staff, but that's not the way I take that.
But you also pulled out Coach Livingston.
That's right.
So he's also included in quote-unquote staff.
Now, Deion Sanders is about to tell us in a hoodie and overalls that this portal thing, 26 total from the end of last year. I think 14 is the number right now in this short April portal. Some starters, or at least starters from last year. This is Deion Sanders on the change of the roster.
You're losing some guys to the portal. What are you looking forward to reestablish? What position groups are you hunting in the transfer portal?
I wish you guys do a little more homework when you start talking about the portal and understand what we're losing. What are we losing? I got time today. Backups. What are we losing?
Potential starters and
Potential.
depth.
Where?
Tight end, running back.
You haven't been watching practice, huh?
We're around a lot in.
Amen. I trust the recruiting team. I trust our coaches. And please have some faith in me. We good. What happens with the portal, man, and you guys need to know, a lot of people are fighting for backups. When a guy's a starter and he transfers, you got to really think about that. I mean, is he really that? I don't know how many starters have really transferred around the country. I think we got some coming in from visits pretty soon, maybe even this weekend. But we can attract those type of players, but I don't think we're losing those type of players. And if we do, we're good. We're good. Quit making a big deal out of nothing. God, I want to say so much stuff, but I can't. God, I want to say so much stuff. I keep remembering my head coach. Let's go.
Yeah, he becomes a little more unlikable every time I see something like this. Have you seen practice? Well, you don't allow the media to practice.
Yeah. Tell me the most important transfer last year in college football. I would put up for consideration Keon Coleman, receiver for Florida State. That was his name, right? Pretty darn good. Pretty important to what Florida State ended up doing to LSU in that opening game, and went undefeated all the way until everyone opted out.
I mean, Quinn Ewers or Michael Penix.
Yeah.
I mean, quarterbacks that.
But I mean, guys that did it just last year.
Just last year.
Guys that don't come, starters aren't.
Are you wanting me to say Travis Hunter?
Yeah, when Travis Hunter was important, he went.
I would say,
but he went with Deion to Colorado.
He did, but it was a transfer. Right?
Yeah, he was, but he was a package deal. He went with Deion. He makes it sound like true starters don't impact teams. They don't hit the portal. We're only losing backups, and maybe off of his roster, that is what you're losing. Because they were, what were they, a 3-win, 4-win
But
team?
that's all I've ever said in this is my concern, if I'm a Colorado fan, is numbers on the roster. Like, backups are important.
Yeah,
they're not starters, but they're important.
Well, they're also pushing your starters.
That's right.
They're getting better. You're trying to develop players there.
Yeah, and if you're
they're never developing players.
Yeah, and this McLean kid was a 5-star recruit. Rarely do those not pan out. They do not pan out sometimes, but rarely do they not pan out. How important was receiver portal to Alabama's SEC championship run and eventually lost to Georgia in Indianapolis? With a pretty good portal guy in the receiver room there, right?
Jamison Williams.
Yeah, pretty good. Those guys, that guy started, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So the portal isn't all, side items. Sometimes there are entrees in the portal.
I don't like I'm approaching this if I'm a Colorado fan. I just don't like being so dismissive over backups. These guys are backups. Backups are important. You've got to have depth. You're going to have injuries. I mean, Travis Hunter is the guy I just brought up. How often was Travis Hunter on the field last year?
All the time.
After the cheap shot,
after the
he
cheap
was
shot
out
against Colorado State, he was out a long time. You needed depth then. Yeah. You lost one of the best players in America.
But are you really going to want to go to Colorado and play for a guy that doesn't value you if you're not like elite?
I mean, that's what that felt like, is these are just a bunch of bums can't play, is what I felt.
Hey, I think we're missing the big point, though.
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard, Dudes of Boulder. I got this thing cast. So we've got
we got selling?
Shadur and Shiloh, or Bo and Luke.
Uh-huh.
You saw Uncle Jesse there and Deion Sanders.
Who's Daisy? That's going to be key. We need Daisy.
Doja Cat is going to be Daisy.
Okay.
We've got Sam Jackson is going to be Roscoe. Cooter's going to be Randy Moss. And Cedric the Entertainer's Boss Hog.
I'll take that.
The Dudes of Boulder.
Cedric's not with us anymore, right?
No, he's with us.
You're thinking of
Bernie Mac. That's right. Bernie Mac, who is so funny.
I think it'd be a great. I don't know what the product would be.
Yeah.
What kind of car would they drive?
Well, it's a Charger.
I think it's going to be tough to have the General Lee, though.
Yeah, no, you're not going to want that one. But it was a Charger in the first show. We'll go Charger in the second show. Yes. Yeah.
We driving what?
I believe General Lee is out of this one, yes.
What the fook is on top of this car?
The portal news will continue to churn until April the 30th. That's when you will see this portal close, and finally everyone will end up knowing who is on their roster for the upcoming season. You even heard the Alabama coach yesterday talk about needing players just as for anything, practice he was talking about yesterday. We just need it for good practicing, all that happening. Virginia made a big deal yesterday. They said in their state, they made a state law in the state of Virginia that schools in Virginia can directly negotiate NIL deals. That's a Virginia state law now, and that is going to fast forward what the NCAA has to do with that. Our friends at the down on the Gulf Coast just announced that Kalel DeBoer is coming down with Nate Oates, and they're heading down to the Gulf Coast as part of that tour that the coaches are going to be on. They'll be down at the Floribama and Coastal coming up April the 27th. If you're listening to us down in that area and want to go participate that, with Yay, Alabama, and the fine folks there over in Tuscaloosa as they're out on the tour. And I'm sure Hugh and the guys will be out with the Auburn version of that little caravan that the coaches do this time of year. Busy time for those guys talking to fans and trying to stir up NIL money. Speaking of NIL money, Memphis yesterday, FedEx committed $5 million to the Memphis NIL over 5 years, only $1 million a year. I say only $1 million a year, but
it'd be significant. Any school would take $1 million a year from a corporation for their NIL.
But it does seem like FedEx could give a little bit more.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But,
it's also Memphis they're supporting.
If I'm another program and I've got a big business like FedEx in my area, I go and I'm like, FedEx did this for Memphis.
That's right. Look what FedEx did.
Yeah, look what FedEx did, UPS. What can you do? What can Brown do for me today? All right, top of the hour here. We're on our way to Talladega later today. We'll be hanging out, Brownie, with our friends at Johnston RV Center as well.
I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 indicator. Both those lots, they have repriced everything on the lot, and they are so confident that they've got the lowest price. They are going to beat any price nationwide you bring them on a comparable RV. That is a nationwide price guarantee at Johnston RV Center. Also, they appreciate the United States military just the way we do on this show. Retired military, active duty, you get a great discount. It's a small way of them saying thank you for the United States military making the United States the greatest country in the universe. No questions asked. I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 indicator, JohnstonRVCenter.com. Fuhrman is next.
Everything Alabama, all the time. Subscribe and set alerts at Roll Tide Pods on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Birmingham, your undefeated Birmingham Stallions return to Protective Stadium on Saturday, April 20th, as they take on the DC Defenders for Throwback Night. Enjoy the Fan Fest, on-field opportunities for the kids, and elite professional football. There's something for fans of all ages. Tickets start at just $22. Buy yours today at theufl.com. With only 4 home games left this season, don't miss your chance to cheer on your Stallions. Let's pack protective, Birmingham. Get tickets at theufl.com.
Spring weather is here, and our friends at Hemp Hill Services are offering a $69 HVAC tune-up plus 10% off any service call when you mention the next round. Call Adam, Chad, and the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Make sure your HVAC unit is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemp Hill Services, locally owned and operated independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemp Hill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. That's 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
The road to the Indy 500 runs through Birmingham, April 26th through 28th. The fastest IndyCar drivers in the world, Castroneves, Dixon, and Newgarden, will put their skills to the test with one goal in mind: victory. Witness country music superstar Riley Green as Grand Marshal give the most iconic command in racing. Start your engine! Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix powered by AmFirst at the Barber Motorsports Park. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours now.
NASCAR is returning to Talladega Super Speedway for the 2024 Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th through Sunday, April 21. Guarantee your 2024 Geico 500 weekend experience today by visiting TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Enhance your race weekend by adding passes to the Talladega Garage Experience, presented by Cool Ray. It is the Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th and Sunday, April 21st. Guarantee your spot now, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA. You have all heard of Red Wing Shoes, but what is Red Wing Shoes? It's the place where men buy boots, plain and simple. Who are Red Wing's customers? They are construction workers, warehouse employees, college students, the guy that fixes your AC, the guy at the end of the bar, the IT guy. Red Wing is a father, Red Wing is a son, Red Wing is a cult following shared by all men. A classic, comfortable pair of cool boots with a story to tell. What's your Red Wing story? Red Wing Shoe Stores, located in Pelham and Trussville.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We're about to go talk to Todd Fuhrman about everything going on, NBA, Stanley Cup, and a lot more. New York Butcher Shop's a great way to kick your weekend off, my friend.
Yes, I will be picking up some steaks from the New York Butcher Shop. Jim and his guys do such a great job there. The original location in Cahaba Heights. There's the other location, 119 in Greystone. Fresh meat, specialty items, deli sandwiches, prepared foods, great selection of desserts and fine wines. Rare quality, well-done service. Stop into one of those two locations today of the New York Butcher Shop.
Okay, we'll talk about Aiden Holloway's reported visit to Alabama coming up in our next segment. But right now, I'm interested in whether or not Fuhrman knows anything about the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Your new phone.
My new phone. I cannot figure out how to. Some days I can't make it silent. Some days I can't get the audio right on it.
He was watching me.
Jimmy Current.
No, when we were out on the golf course, what day did we play golf? Tuesday afternoon.
No clue.
He was trying to play that creepy Greg Doyle thing we're going to play in a little bit with Caitlyn Clark on Wednesday. And Dunaway couldn't get it to play. It was like, Brown, it just mutes, and then the volume shoots back up, and then it's bright, then it's dark. I don't know how to work this phone.
And
what model you got over there?
15? It's the newest one, and the 13, which I had, was fantastic. Fantastic.
Well, so my wife.
So why did you get a 15?
Exactly.
I had to have it for traveling to L.A.
Had to.
Wait, why?
So our mic cable would fit into it.
Yeah.
The USB-C.
When my wife was like, "You're due a upgrade. Why don't you upgrade?" I was like, "I like this phone fine. I don't need to upgrade. This phone works perfect."
I asked somebody at T-Mobile, I was like, why would I get an upgrade? And they were like, status. I'm like, are people judging me on my phone? Like, I don't even know what I got.
I don't even know the number I got.
have no
I just know
idea.
it works fine.
Yeah, I would tell you, I hope we never, ever, ever, ever lose Fuhrman when he wants to upgrade shows. We're going to tell you, Fuhrman, we're the Apple iPhone 13 in the world. Never leave us.
Hey, look, the bottom line is this. I mean, technology can be vastly overrated when you have to learn the new keystrokes. You have to buy 37 different attachments. But, Dunaway, the biggest question I have, and I'm sure your friends at mybookie.ag have the same one, as long as you're able to place losing bets, it doesn't matter what kind of cell phone you have. Even if it's a flip phone, they're going to be more than happy to pay that bill for you each and every month.
It's real funny you say that. I am 0-5 on the new phone.
There we go. It may be time to go back to the old phone so you can at least go 1-9 and not go 0-10 on that one.
0-5 ATS.
Fuhrman, I don't know how much you get out of this because Embiid now scares me with the 76ers healthy. I mean, it's just a completely different team.
Oh, that's a first round upset.
Wow, there you go.
Well, they're not playing the Celtics.
They're playing the Knicks.
They're playing the Knicks.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
playing.
so
Well,
you
I mean,
think
no
the
Julius
Knicks?
Randle. Anyway, my point was going to be, it seems like the Celtics. I mean, that could be the one hiccup, but it seems like go on and put them in the NBA Finals. You can get them about plus 170 to plus 200 to win the championship. Are those odds too short? Do they scare you away with the Celtics?
I mean, look, the bottom line is for this Celtics team, if you're trying to set a realistic over-under for how many games they may lose en route to winning the Eastern Conference unless something catastrophic takes place, it's probably in that 4.5, 5.5 range. 4.5 shaded over, 5.5 shaded under. I think when you look at this Knicks 76er series, though, the big concern I have, Joel Embiid didn't look 100% in that game the other night against the Miami Heat. And if he's still dealing with any, lower body issues that won't allow him to perform at 100%, when you look at the schedule for the opening round for a Knicks team that isn't extremely deep, they'll use about 6.5, 7 guys thereabouts, even playing without Julius Randle. Tom Thibodeau can run these guys into the ground because they're not playing night in, night out. As far as the series price here, it has been interesting because this number opened up right around a pick'em. You've actually seen a little bit of Knicks money come in. That number drifting out to minus $1.20, minus $1.25. But it also correlates to the first game where the Knicks have taken some money there, moving from a 2-point favorite out to 3. And I actually lean towards the Knicks here. I think they may be a little too physical. You give the slight coaching edge to Nick Nurse and the experience, but that Embiid injury concerns me some, and I probably would be a little bit more inclined to bet game by game, hoping that he could hold up.
When you get Kawhi possibly coming back for game 1, does that change the way you feel for Dallas and the Clippers when they get going on Sunday?
Again, another big question when you talk about Kawhi, how healthy he'll be when he's out there. The betting market tells us that they don't expect a whole heck of a lot out of Kawhi. With the Clippers opening a 1.5, 2-point favorite for Game 1, we've now seen Dallas cross the 0 into that 1.5, 2 range. A lot of people making a case for the Mavericks to be a little bit of a dark horse in the Western Conference. I'm always apprehensive about a team that doesn't like to defend anybody. You can go to the local YMCA and pickup game, and you'll see a little bit more tenacious defense than what we've grown accustomed to from the Mavs. But for the Clippers, I mean, this is a team, if healthy, that I thought could have put a real scare into the Denver Nuggets. But probably watch Game 1, see if Kawhi is back. If he's not, how quickly he can return, because clearly the Clippers, if they're going to be able to make a deep run in the postseason, they're going to need Leonard out there performing at a very high level alongside the rest of their cast.
You don't want to talk to him about your Knicks right
My
there?
Knicks, we're growing, man. If we hadn't had the big injury.
Yeah, he's a big Knicks guy, Dunaway is. Fuhrman, you should know this.
I mean, look, I grew up a Knicks fan in Chicago, and let me tell you, watching Michael Jordan and company break my heart for, 6 championships during that particular span, and then finally seeing a light at the end of the tunnel only to have John Starks go 2 for 20 against the Houston Rockets. It was not easy knowing that if the Knicks had to score more than 90 points in a game with Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, and everybody else up front, that it was going to be a daunting task against those Bulls juggernauts.
Todd Fuhrman is with us, bettheboardpodcast.com, bettheboardpodcast.com. What do you make of Indiana, a 1-point favorite on the road at Milwaukee to open that series?
And this is all about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah. When you look at the way this series dynamic will change, if Giannis can't go, it puts Milwaukee in a very difficult spot. This game opened with the Bucks, a 3-point favorite. We've seen Indiana take the money and move to a road favorite here. Also reflected in that series price as well. But what's interesting, normally if you have a team that opens as a road favorite in Game 1, they're going to be more than a pick 'em in that particular series, because that number will balloon out when they get back to their home building for Games 3 and 4. But odds makers trying to figure out when Giannis could or couldn't return. We saw the hyperextended knee in the past. We thought he'd be out for that entire series against Philadelphia when they won the NBA championship. This Pacers team, I think, loves to play the disrespect card. They've had Milwaukee's number and would have no problem whatsoever looking to back them in Game 1. Not so sure how I feel about the series, though. You may have an opportunity to come over the top of the Bucks a little bit later on.
Tonight, a couple of play-ins with the Bulls Heat. I'm staying away from that one altogether. Kings-Pelicans really interesting because Pelicans opened at 4, and then Zion was ruled out. The thing is completely flipped around. Now the Kings -1.5.
Number got as high as 2.5 as well, and then you started to see a little bit of buyback with the Pels. I think the bigger move on this game that is interesting, you can't do much with it now, is on the total that opened in that 217, 218 range. We're now down to 210.5, and when you look at the Sacramento Kings, this is a team that's been a little bit more methodical offensively. They haven't played at quite the same breakneck pace. Once they lost Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter, it's hurt some of their offensive weaponry that's out there. But not only was Zion Williamson missing tonight with the hamstring injury, I mean, his usage rate was right around 40% in that game against the Lakers. The other concern is Brandon Ingram still isn't 100% there as well. So while I understand that the market may have moved a little bit too far, and it's why we've seen some Pels money, for me, it's Kings or pass. I think Sacramento goes on the road and gets a big win to move into the actual playoffs.
NBA playoffs continue tonight with play-ins and Saturday and Sunday, Game 1 in all those series. I do want to ask you about the NFL draft. We're less than a week away from the Thursday night opening round there in Detroit. And I was wondering, what's the play in Vegas? If I'm going to bet on something, what am I betting on here? Obviously, Caleb Williams is the first overall pick. What is the most played NFL draft night thing that you can do that you like?
The market that is taking a ton of attention right now is the number 2 pick, and we've seen that price move all over the place, a variety of books. You had that number drift from Jaden Daniels being an overwhelming favorite north of $3 to be the second pick to the Washington Commanders. As of last night, the price drifted down to a pick 'em, and you're starting to see a little bit of money come trickling back in on Daniels. So I think that'll be the most fascinating storyline to pay attention to there. When you look at some of the other players that are generating buzz, and the quarterbacks are always, one of those hot button topics that are out there. I mean, Michael Penix over under 32.5. So it suggests, do you think he will or won't be a first round pick? We've seen Bo Nix, despite being mocked as high by some folks to the Broncos in the top 15, his over-under for draft position is 34.5, and you need to lay a price of 2-1 to bet him over that number, saying that he could be one of the fallers there. And look, it's no knock on Nix's skill set. upset, but at 24, I mean, I think we've seen enough of Bo Nix, and Auburn fans have as well. You watch him and the ability to throw some of those difficult patterns that's asked of an NFL quarterback. I think he'll have a great career in the league, being a consummate locker room guy, but I'm not sure he's a day one starter or even somebody that'll get a lot of meaningful reps as a true number one. The other one market that's been interesting is trying to figure out who that first defensive player off the board will be. Dallas Turner remains the slight favorite there, but you are seeing a little bit more of an appetite for Quinion Mitchell, the defensive back out of Toledo, and even his teammate and Terrion Arnold. So I think trying to figure out what the Falcons could do if they're going to be the team to draft a defensive player, or maybe Jared Verse sneaks up there if someone wants to go a slightly different direction as far as edge. And then the Jets to draft Brock Bowers. You've seen some money come in there as well. That price going from plus 210 for him to be the pick at number 10 all the way into that plus 150, plus 160 range.
Can I just make a quick point here? How incredible is it, Fuhrman, in the world of NIL and transfer portal, that a kid would stick around long enough at Toledo to be draft eligible and maybe be the first defensive player off the board? That's pretty remarkable.
You know, that's the crazy part about all of it. And having spoken to people that do a lot more work with some of the smaller conferences that are there, that's why they've heard, the buzz has been to not televise some of these G5 spring games, because it serves the scouting combine for teams that are looking to try and fill some needs on their rosters. But no doubt a credit to him. And you always wonder about the caliber of competition, but they talk about his closing ability and everything else that's gone on in there. We don't typically equate difference makers coming from the MAC being top 15 picks, especially at the corner position. But a credit to everything he's accomplished, and the scouts falling in love with him. We'll see how that translates to being able to play big boy ball on Sunday.
Other than the NCAA basketball tournament, usually nothing is more topsy-turvy than the Stanley Cup playoffs, which start this weekend as well. Do you have a team that's deep in the standings that you think can win the Cup?
I think when you look at the numbers this year, it's going to be relatively chalky. And, of course, we say that every year, to your point, Dunaway, when the NHL playoffs never disappoint with an upset here or there. So nothing as far as futures odds that I think are really intriguing. Maybe if people wanted to take a flyer with the Jets, would be one of the teams that could come from off the pace. But, I think we could be looking at, very similar teams in the conference finals. If Florida is able to solidify some of the injury concerns they have on the back end and get through Tampa in that opening round, they could be on a crash course to play Carolina. And I know the price on the Dallas Stars is the number one seed in the West against the defending Stanley Cup champs, and the Golden Knights may seem a little bit short at minus $1.30, but I've had Dallas my top power-rated team for about a month now. Not going to waver there. I think they're deep enough to be able to get the job done, and maybe Peter DeBoer is finally able to get that final career milestone and get his name engraved in the Stanley Cup.
All right, Fuhrman, before you go, they'll be racing right here in our own backyard, Talladega Super Speedway. Unfortunately, it's starting to look like it's going to be a Monday race. Either way, when they finally get out there, this is as difficult as any, I'm sure, to predict. Who do you like at Talladega?
100%, and I think that's part of the allure and mystique of super speedway racing, that this is a race on the calendar that some of the secondary race teams always circle, knowing this will give them the best opportunity to potentially get that win and have a chance to crash the playoff picture. When you go through the odds board, 12 to 14 drivers, depending on the book, all listed in that 10-1 to 20-1 range. I think this is an opportunity for Brad Keselowski to kind of break through. Shop around, though. There are some 14s or 15s out there. We saw Chase Elliott end a 40-plus race losing skid last weekend, winning at Texas, and I think Brad could be next to be able to do it. Ford has really struggled as a manufacturer, and if they're not able to get a win from one of their drivers this weekend, I think it spells major problems. So Brad would be the favorite that I would look for there. And if you want to go a little bit further down the board, Eric Jones at a price tag of 30 to 35 to 1 has been a guy that's run real well at Talladega in the past. He might be a guy worth a small investment as well.
All right. Hopefully they can get it in Sunday, but not looking great on the 5-day here for Sunday. Cold and rainy, so it's likely going to be a Monday race there. But let's hope for the best. Fuhrman, thank you very much for the time. Enjoy the weekend.
Hey, the biggest question I have, guys, you guys are much more experienced with Talladega than I am. Does the party slow down on Talladega Boulevard Sunday night if the race gets pushed into Monday? Do people bring proper provisions? Are there enough liquor stores in close proximity where they can go pick up more and more 30 racks to keep the party going?
More now than they used to. Some people will leave just because of work on Monday, but there's still a Monday infield crowd there. The party night in the infield, though, is Saturday night. A little bit tonight. But Saturday night is the party. You got a concert. You got just chaos in the infield on Saturday night. And our staff's out there. We got an RV parked on the infield. We'll be out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's Taylor and EG's first trip to Talladega ever. So they're looking forward to people watching.
It sounds like the definition of not suitable for work content that they'll be able to videotape Saturday night on the infield. So that's what we all look forward to. Enjoy the race weekend. Fingers crossed Mother Nature complies with our wishes, and we get an exciting race, whether it be Sunday or Monday.
Well, let's hope so. Fuhrman, thank you, brother. Good talking with you.
Always a pleasure, guys. Have a great weekend.
All right, buddy. You too, Todd Fuhrman, with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline, BetTheBoardPodcast.com, BetTheBoardPodcast.com, and at Todd Fuhrman on Twitter.
In NASCAR racing, you can get your tickets at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, or call 877-GO-TO-DEGA. It is the most entertaining race and experience on the NASCAR circuit because of the 100,000 fans that'll be there, the people watching, the seats are full, the infield is full, and it's just a great time to just sit back and celebrate America. And you get to do that this weekend. We'll all be out there. Look for the next round gear and the next round flag, Mike Flag, and we'll have a good time with you guys. Big Bill's Garage and so much more. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. TalladagaSuperspeedway.com for the tickets. Still got time to get those and be there for a couple of races on Saturday and that Walker Hayes concert Saturday night and the Geico 500 on Sunday. Bo Nix, 34.5 over-under draft, so that slips him. You got to actually pay a little money. So it looks like there's no way, at least betting-wise, that he goes in the first round now.
You know, you could see someone maybe at the back end of the first round trade up to maybe get him at the end of the first round.
Like if Denver really likes him, they're not going to take him at 12. But you've seen in the past somebody like Denver trade up and give away their.
Yeah.
Well, if they have two, whatever happens, they could trade up at the end of the first round and get a Bo Nix if they really, really like him.
I think the problem is at the tail end of the first round, you're going to get somebody that drafts him thinking we're going to need a quarterback the next couple of years because of retirement, right? Well, if you just go to the tail end, 28th is Buffalo. They're not in that situation. 29th is Detroit, who Goff is no spring chicken. I mean, he's going to retire soon.
I mean, they've got Hendon Hooker on that roster.
What's Goff? Is he 30 yet?
So Goff was first overall pick in 2016, so he's young, man.
He's not 30. The whole league is really young at quarterback.
That's a good point.
There's a few, Aaron Rodgers with the Jets.
Baltimore. I mean, Lamar Jackson's got plenty of time. San Francisco, they're in the best situation. They got nothing invested in a guy that gets them to the Super Bowl, and he's young. Kansas City, they're not replacing quarterback anytime. So back end of the first round that's a no-go for a guy like Bo Nix.
No, but I'm saying that's why one of those teams could trade out.
That's right.
Build some draft capital.
Yeah. So when you start the second round, though, Carolina,
they just got a second-year quarterback coming up.
They're not doing anything there.
Patriots.
They will get quarterback in the first 3 picks.
Probably so. Cardinals, they're already going to have addressed it by that point if they're going to address it at all, right?
Yeah, they're going receiver. There's a good chance they trade out.
Washington. I mean,
they're addressing in the first.
You just start looking at it and you're like, these teams are either addressing it in the first or they don't. There's no reason for them to go quarterback.
Jeff says Knicks to Jets, he has heard. I don't know who you heard that from, but obviously they've got to have a quarterback in the future because Aaron Rodgers may play this season, may not play this season, may play one game, may not play one game.
I will tell him the Jets do not have a second-round pick. So if the Jets are drafting him, they're either going to have to do it in the first round or it's going to require a trade up into the second round.
Yeah.
Or he goes later in the second round. I mean, that's obviously a possibility too.
Give up a lot to get it. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening for the weekend. A great poll question before LT tells us about Hempill. Taylor, get ready for this. She'll love this. Roll Tide Willie spotted at Talladega this weekend or not?
Oh, there's a camera there.
I mean, if his people drag him there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's a good spot for him.
Okay.
Roll Tide Willie at Talladega, yes or no?
Yeah, good poll question.
I don't know if he's ever been there. I mean, I only randomly see some of his videos. I bet on it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Roll Tide Willie at Talladega, yes or no? Make your vote there when she sends out later on our social media platform at Next Round Live. He could be the Grand Marshal. I don't even know who the Grand Marshal is. He could be the guy yelling, "Start your engines."
He could be the guy that steals the pace car.
He could be. That's happened before.
That guy got drug out by his hair, didn't he?
He did. They did not. They did not laugh like some people did.
They do not like that at all. Tell us about Hemp Hill, my friend.
205-229-2090. It's getting hotter around here. You got to make sure that AC unit ready to keep up with this changing weather. The number to call, 205-229-2090. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there do a great job. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Yeah, we're getting ready for a big weekend or a big week next week with the NFL draft. The Lions, they showed off a couple of new tweaks to their regular uniforms.
This new uniform is awful.
Everybody's doing this except Miami. I love this.
But the alternate uniform that they put out is this one right here. We were somewhere having lunch the other day, and I was like, "Is that that's the Cardinals playing." I don't like when I can't recognize the team. That's a great uniform for a night game at North Carolina if the Tar Heels wanted to do that.
That's just awful. The Detroit Lions have a good uniform. They've got a good logo, and now they're messing up. And they've got a specific color with the Hawaiian blue.
Yeah, Hawaiian blue.
And it's such a good uniform.
Or Honolulu blue, right?
That's so, yeah. That silver helmet with the lion on it. It's just such a good logo. It's a good uniform. I do not understand this.
Yeah,
it's a classic overthinking.
Well, everybody's got the they wear them one time a year, the alternate. Sometimes
that's a bad
two.
one right there.
Yeah, but I like their throwback. Why would you not wear that as the alternate?
Yeah. So there you go, man. That is Motor City Muscle. They're calling that one there for the Detroit Lions. All draft all the time next week around your sporting world. When we come back, we jump back into college football. LT's got 4 downs today. Later, Rockstar joins us in the Floribama Lounge. That's coming up as we continue on the show that's being brought to you by the folks with the Indy Grand Prix coming back to Barber Motorsports. I drove by that last night coming back from Moody, and they're starting to put up signage. We're not too far away.
Well, the road to the Indy 500 runs through Birmingham. It is April 26th through the 28th. Fastest IndyCar drivers in the world. They are Castroneves, Dixon, Newgarden, people like that. They're going to be right there with one thing in mind, and that is victory. You can witness country music superstar Riley Green as the Grand Marshal as well. He'll give the most iconic command in all of sports. Start your engines. Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst at the Barber Motorsports Park. Tickets are selling fast, so get yours now.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
The road to the Indy 500 runs through Birmingham, April 26th through 28th. The fastest IndyCar drivers in the world, Castroneves, Dixon, and Newgarden, will put their skills to the test with one goal in mind: victory. Witness country music superstar Riley Green as Grand Marshal give the most iconic command in racing.
Start your engine!
Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst at the Barber Motorsports Park. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours now.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you: Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
The region's tradition returns to Greystone, May 8th through 12th. A decorated field of players featuring some of golf's greatest names, including Ernie Els, Jim Furyk, Padraig Harrington, and defending champion Steve Stricker.
Oh my goodness!
All fighting for another shot at history. The legends play here. The region's tradition at Greystone. Get your tickets today.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
NASCAR is returning to Talladega Super Speedway for the 2024 Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th through Sunday, April 21. Guarantee your 2024 Geico 500 weekend experience today by visiting TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Enhance your race weekend by adding passes to the Talladega Garage Experience presented by Coolray. It is the Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th and Sunday, April 21st. Guarantee your spot now, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
Back with you on the next round as we continue on.
The Brown Bandit looks natural in that one, by the way. I mean,
it's the same moves.
Well, yeah, but I'm dressed as the Brown Bandit.
You have the same choreographer. What's the deal?
Can you get both of them on stage?
Yeah, in a rickshaw.
No,
we've been there.
Do you know that? Have you asked AI to do that yet?
Please put two on the stage.
You don't know that. But it does. You look like you're walking out wrestling.
Well, I'm telling you what, Brown Bandit. That's
what did you look like you were walking out?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Sure. It looks like I was walking out in episode 4 of your show.
The Meat Fest.
Yeah. Our friend Dr. B getting LT's hair right for this racing weekend over at Talladega. We can't wait to see that flowing on the high banks over there.
Dr. Becker's team, best in the business for more than 20 years. Women and men have turned to Dr. B for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience, his advanced training and genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Call Dr. B today, 205-319-0316. That's 205-319-0316. Again, I'm doing that non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time. Did one last night. Hair has more than doubled in thickness. For more information, t3hair.net.
Rockstar, give me cut 6. We'll get to 4 downs here in just a second. By the way, Alabama baseball, number 12 in the country, playing number 1 Texas A&M, rained out last night, 3-game series. They're playing a doubleheader today, starting at 11, and then after that, 45 minutes after that, they'll play Game 2, Game 3 tomorrow, getting ahead of the weather for the weekend. In that situation over in Tuscaloosa, if you want to go to a little day baseball, number 1 versus number 12 in T-Town. 4 downs in a moment, but Caitlyn Clark introduced this week at the Indiana Fever as the number 1 overall pick. You tell me this is Greg Doyle, the columnist.
Well, he's apologized for it, so I hope it's him.
Well, this is a guy, I think we might have had some back and forth with him.
I've had some dealings with Greg.
Yeah. So
not bad. I don't mean bad, but people have come out of the woodwork now that have had bad dealings with him.
Is he still with the Indianapolis Star?
He is. Indy Star. He was with.
Did he go to CBS for a while?
He was with CBSSports.com for quite a while.
Yeah. So Greg is talking with Caitlyn Clark in this open news conference, and this went down and got a lot of attention.
Hi, Caitlyn. Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay, well, let's start doing it to me and we'll be able to get along just fine. So, question is.
It's weird.
That's weird. Yep. It's weird. And the apology was, as EG says, was less than ideal. Laura says the apology was just as cringy. I read excerpts. I did not read the whole thing.
Well, now there's something out there that he was talking to the Indiana Fever head coach, and he was referring to Caitlyn Clark as that and it.
He said, "You've just been given the keys to that. What do you intend to do with it?"
Yeah.
Which is kind of a weird way of referencing someone who is literally sitting on the podium.
Yeah. Now, was he making a hand gesture like hard?
I think he was doing the heart
hand gesture
that
she does to her family after the games.
Yeah, exactly.
Super cringy.
Just trying to fill in the gaps and the blanks there.
Yeah.
It is. But for Caitlyn Clark, we were talking about, was it at breakfast? We were talking about the guys at the Heritage House were telling us it was a 10-figure deal.
Well, he misspoke.
Yeah, but it was an 8-figure deal that she got with Nike. Turns out it's north of $20 million.
Yeah, how about that? So she's going to be okay, huh?
She's going to be fine.
Yeah. So do you and I need to backtrack on staying or not staying?
I mean, she could have gotten that deal with Nike staying at Iowa, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. They're doing their own shoe for her too, right? She's their own shoe.
I mean, why would she not? Like, if I'm her representation, I would reach out and say, like, Under Armour wants us. Nike would have paid her or whatever.
I don't think Nike's worried about Under Armour right now.
Well, she did turn down Steph Curry's, the Under Armour shoe company. They made an offer, but she turned that down. Apparently, the offer there was more. You know, they were trying to beat Nike, but $20 million.
Great for
plus.
her, though, man. Yeah, her own shoe, $20 million deal. Once you do somebody's own shoe, it's kind of hard to lose that endorsement deal.
It really, really is.
They got to sell those shoes.
Before we talk a little music and do 4 downs, 2025 defensive back Sidney Walton from Moody, by the way, was there yesterday, committed to Tennessee. He's a defensive back, got a 3.9 GPA. Jake Gaines, who's the head coach out there, we know Jake from his UAB and days with the Georgia Bulldogs. He sent a player from Moody every year. He's been at Moody to the SEC every year, and that continues with Sidney Walton, who made the commitment yesterday. 3.9 GPA. I was told that it came down to Tennessee or Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech because of the academics. He decided to go football in Tennessee, and there's the commitment there from Sydney with the Tennessee Volunteers from Moody. That commitment happened yesterday. Also, this weird story from North Carolina. This doesn't make sense to me, by the way. North Carolina's spring game not going to be on the ACC network because Mac Brown didn't want it on the ACC network. He worked out a deal with the ACC network to come and televise a practice, and he gave 2 reasons why. One, we have so many changes on our defensive scheme, we didn't want it on television. And we have a intense real quarterback battle going on, and we didn't want that on television as well. But if they're coming to a practice, Brownie, it seems like you would see more of my real defensive changes in a practice than you would in a spring game. Like Alabama has got a new defensive coordinator, and they were about as base as you could be in Alabama's spring game. You know what we didn't see at Alabama? We didn't see the practices where they were practicing the real defenses you were going to see.
This just feels like you're really, like you're going to play the spring game anyway, right? They're just not going to
according to reports, yeah.
So if I really care, I'll find film from that.
Yeah.
There's going to be film, or I'll send one of my assistant coaches or GAs there, right? If I really care what North Carolina, if they're on my schedule and I really care, I got a GA at that game. I mean, it's the North Carolina spring game. I'm going to assume anybody can walk in off the street for that one.
I would assume as well. And this is, where Mac Brown is in his career, is North Carolina even a threat?
Yeah. I would, if I was a coach, I'd rather see the practice.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Than a spring game.
Yeah.
I want to see the practice.
And by the way, Jeff Collins, pretty good track record of coaching, right? Jeff has been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
I can probably go find enough film on Jeff to know what you
know what he believes in.
What he believes in, at least. Yeah. Now, is it exactly what he's doing? No, but I know what Jeff believes in. Jeff's done this a long time.
Jeff took a year off football.
Yeah, he did take 2 decades off,
but he didn't change his whole core belief, right?
Yeah. So I am not. I don't know. This is a weird move by Mac Brown. But also, it's on the ACC network. If you show it, not exactly on primetime television.
Yeah. That's always interesting stuff there. Tide Hoop News saying Aiden Holloway locked in, he says. It's not official yet. I haven't seen it. But Tide Hoop News is saying locked in. He visited yesterday.
Different world, man.
And I asked this question, and I've got my own belief on this. I want to hear what you think. But I asked this to Reed up here a few moments ago. I was like, Reed's a big Alabama basketball guy. I said, do you want Aiden Holloway? Do you want Aiden Holloway? And he gave me an answer. So I'll ask you guys the same question.
I don't want the Aiden Holloway that played at Auburn last year, and that's no reflection on Bruce Pearl or his staff. Aiden just didn't.
I would say this: I think he's worth taking a flyer on.
I agree. This was a guy that came out as a McDonald's All-American, right?
Yeah, again, I said yesterday, I think you're getting him probably the lowest price you'll ever get him at.
Look, I when Trey Donaldson left, I said on this show, and a lot of people in the chat room were like, Brown is wrong. I said on this show, if I had to choose between Donaldson and Holloway, I would keep Holloway over Donaldson.
Because of the upside.
Because of the upside. Donaldson played better last year, but when Donaldson left, I thought they're doing all they can to keep Holloway. I was surprised to see Holloway hit the portal.
Now, you're going to have some drama that comes in with this because this is Auburn to Alabama. Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah.
There's going to be 2 games that's going to be circled for Auburn.
It's going to be tough on him in Neville Arena. They'll get all over him. There's no doubt about it. But he could score 30. But he could react to that way.
Now, the flip side of this is one thing Nate Oates doesn't mind is you shooting and missing.
Nope.
He wants you to shoot.
He prefer you to hit.
Shoot and ask questions later.
Yeah.
Shoot. Didn't seem like Aiden ever felt comfortable after he got into that drought. He had one game, who was that against? He scored 5 threes in that game. That was his best game shooting-wise after they got into conference play last year. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want him or not.
I think he's worth a flyer. I really do.
Yeah. Runs the point really well. Fast as a hiccup dribbling the basketball. Gets up that floor quick, man.
Well, and apparently he's deadly in practice shooting the basketball. We haven't really seen that yet.
So maybe change of scenery.
Maybe, and when you surround yourself with a bunch of shooters.
And a coach that doesn't really get on you for shooting and missing. Reed made the point that Mark Sears struggled when he first got to Alabama shooting. And Nate Oates kept telling him, shoot.
He's a different scorer now than he was when he showed up in Tuscaloosa. There's no doubt about it.
Keep shooting.
Yeah.
And that was Nate Oates' philosophy. So you trust everything Nate does. We'll see if that becomes official at some point with Aiden Holloway there. Fast as a hiccup. Hadn't heard that since NAM, says Michael.
Wimp, you say it.
Yeah, fast as a hiccup, man.
Quick as a hiccup.
Yeah.
Oh, quick.
Yeah.
He's fast.
Yeah, okay.
Quick as a hiccup. There you go. That's the saying. All right, 4 Downs every day brought to you by our friends at Slice. Tell us about Slice.
5 great locations, the newest in Edgewood, the original Lakeview, Vestavia, Montevallo, Crestline Park, local pizza, local ingredients. Get in and see the Bajaya brothers. Tell them the guys from the Next Round sent you. Get a slice and a salad today from the Bajaya special, the old school, the Wing and a Prayer. You're going to absolutely love it. It's the best pizza out there. It is Slice Pizza and Brew.
First down.
Who wins the playoff game first, Justin Fields or Caleb Williams?
Where'd Justin end up going? Philadelphia?
No, Justin's in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I think, that's that franchise does nothing but make the playoffs and win playoff games. I think I'll go with him.
I think both might be in the playoffs this year. I think Caleb Williams might have a C.J. Stroud-like year.
So you think Chicago is just a quarterback away from being a playoff team?
And I liked Fields. I think with Fields they could have been that. If you watch how he played and they played in the second half.
I'm going to go with Brownie. I'm going to ride with tradition. I'm going to go Steelers.
Now, he's got to be the starter, obviously, so something either would have to happen to Russell Wilson or he just beats Russell Wilson out.
Yeah, they've got little invested in Russell Wilson. If they get to camp or at any point during the season they like him, they can dump him.
It's just weird that they've already said, okay, Russell's going to be the starting quarterback. Fields is going to learn behind a guy that's won a Super Bowl. I mean, I think right now in their career, Fields is better.
They could, but Mike Tomlin could always come out and say, when I said starter, I was talking preseason.
Yeah, I'm going to go with
Here
Caleb
in week
Williams.
1, we're going to go with Justin.
Second down.
Who wins a playoff game first, Lane Kiffin or Hugh Freeze?
Well, I think Kiffin's got a better shot at being in this year's playoff. Now, that it's probably going to be a road game. I mean, I doubt you're going to get a home game in Oxford in this year's playoff. I mean, they could, but they're going to have a really special year.
I'm going to go Hugh Freeze here.
But I think, would you agree with me, Kiffin's got a better shot making it this year?
Yeah.
So that's where you start, but then you probably have to go win a road game somewhere if you're Ole Miss.
You don't think Ole Miss being the third team in the SEC would slide into the 5, 6, 7, 8 slot?
I don't think they'll be the third team in the SEC, but if they were, they could, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, what about if I rephrase this and said what would be more surprising? Hugh Freeze in year 2 makes college football playoff, or in year 1, Kalen DeBoer wins a national championship?
More surprising, I would say Auburn making the playoffs. I mean, Alabama
in year 2?
Yeah, but more surprising than Alabama winning a national championship.
That's my expectation if I'm an Auburn fan, and maybe that's just unfair.
Well, what do you think your expectation is if you're an Alabama fan?
Are you talking about next year for Auburn or this year for
I'm talking
Auburn?
about this year for Auburn.
Yeah, it's year 2.
Yeah, I mean, we asked you that. I said, look, year 2, elite coaches take that jump. And he's like, we expect to.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the number is 9 wins, and if they can find 10 as opposed to 9, 9's kind of that swing number.
National championships are hard. I mean,
they are hard.
Yeah, I'm going to say winning a national championship would surprise me more than making a 12-team playoff.
Okay.
For Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
I think I would lean Auburn, but boy, this is tight.
That's tight.
Almost even money on that one.
Yeah.
Third down.
Celebrity birthdays here. Kate Hudson, 45. Troy Polamalu, 43. Better career.
Kate Hudson is
Goldie Hawn's daughter.
Okay. In Almost Famous?
Yep. She won Best Supporting Actress for that role, but she's got that Athleta, whatever. What is her...
Oh, did she own that Athletica or whatever that is?
She owns that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's her clothing line. And so, I mean, she's probably... I don't know what she's made off that. I mean, can you do a net worth on Kate Hudson?
Worth on Kate Hudson?
I would say Kate Hudson's net worth is $400 million.
Good for her.
But Polamalu, I don't know if he's the greatest safety in USC history. Ronnie Lott is right there with him.
He makes a ton in Head and Shoulder commercials.
But he's one of the best we've ever seen. He's won a Super Bowl, which I would say.
Wow, I've only got $80 million for Kate Hudson's net worth.
Okay, maybe she's saving
That
up.
seems a bit low.
Maybe she's just a spokesperson for them and doesn't own it.
No, she does own it.
Now, that's according to CelebrityNetWorth.com. I don't know if you trust that one.
I like Kate Hudson a lot. Always did. But she has gone through some bad plastic surgery lately. Am I right about that?
Doesn't really. I mean, she looks like Goldie Hawn now.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a reason for that. Right?
I'm
DNA.
I'm gonna go with Kate Hudson. I think.
Fourth down.
I think I would lean Kate Hudson.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Maria Sharapova, 37 today. Ashley Judd, 55 or 56, excuse me. In their prime, better Sharapova or Judd?
Oh, in their prime. In their prime, I'm going to take Ashley Judd.
I'm a big Ashley Judd fan. Yeah, I'll go Ashley Judd.
I think she's so plain.
Well, she was the girl next door.
I mean, Sharapova's like a 5'11" Russian.
Yeah, but some of us can't swim in the deep end.
I've been a big fan of communism.
I wasn't actually a fan of either.
Sharapova, not even close, says Paul, and says Forrester. Wow. Forrester with the rare comment on physical looks from the back row.
Yeah, I would go Sharapova.
Yeah, I'm big Ashley Judd. Big fan Ashley Judd going way back.
We're Ashley Judd, A Time to Kill. Didn't like her hair color, Zach, but everything else, including the sweat, was right there.
All she did was sweat.
That's everybody in that movie.
That's the funniest movie of all time.
Richard, I'm with you there. Judd on the boat in Double Jeopardy is where I stopped.
Terrible movie.
We're not talking about the quality of the movie, Lance.
Daniel, Ashley Judd is crazy upstairs run. I don't know what that means, but
well, go ahead and read it then.
She was a dirty skank in Heat.
Yeah. Troy, I was an Ashley Judd fan until she opened her mouth. Paul says hot to crazy scale. So is Judd crazy now?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
She's crazy. She's crazy for Mark Pope. Oh, I do. Charles, Sandra Bullock, A Time to Kill was fire.
Oh, Bullock much better than Ashley Judd.
Good personality in that movie too. Yeah. It means she's crazy. Thank you, Rusty. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, that's our 4 downs today. Is that 4?
That's it, yeah.
Brought to you by our friends at Slice.
Get in this weekend. Local pizza, local ingredients. The late Jeff Bajaya created this incredible concept. His brothers, Jason and Chris, continue to celebrate his legacy. Make sure you stop into one of those 5 locations for lunch or dinner. It is Slice.
By the way, we're heading out to NASCAR a little bit later on today. Get your tickets at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. You can still get a ticket to the 2 races on Saturday, the concert on Saturday night with Walker Hayes and some other folks on stage there. And then, of course, on Sunday, it's the Geico 500, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or call 877-GO-TO-DEGA, 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Get a chance to upgrade your tickets there. The news in basketball, by the way, 2 days ago, didn't talk about it yesterday, Ole Miss picked up Dre Davis from Seton Hall. Big pickup there for Chris Beard over with the Rebels. Dre Davis helped Seton Hall have a good year. Should have been in the tournament. Kansas has picked up Florida guard Riley Kugel, and then Wisconsin's A.J. Storr, who we talked about yesterday. Kansas reloading.
Oh, my gosh.
And there is a chance that Ryland Griffin ends up there as well.
You know, when Kansas got Hunter Dickinson last year from Michigan, we all said, you know, this is the team to beat. And then obviously you had some injuries and things didn't work out well. They only made it to the second round this year. But, boy, their NIL must be strong.
Yeah,
it was the one guy that or it was the one school that everybody that was predicting that Janai Broome might leave Auburn were saying, look out for Kansas. When they were talking about Janai Broome, he might leave Auburn because look out for Kansas because they're NIL.
The list I gave you yesterday, A.J. Storr was the second best player available.
Yeah.
behind Janelle Davis.
So the rich get richer is what you're telling me.
Yeah. Yep. Well, he's reloading there. They didn't have a lot of depth. If you saw Kansas run out of players last year. When we come back, a little tribute to Dickie Betts and then Rockstar's Floribama Lounge later on in the show as well. And we'll get to some more football news as we continue on the show that's being brought to you by our great friends at Redmont Vodka LT.
The weekend is here. Pick up a bottle of Redmont Vodka, available in the fits, the liters, the handles, available in 22 states as well. If you're at a local bar or restaurant, ask for it by name. If they don't have it, tell them to get it. You can pick it up at your local package store, including the Beverage Place, Pink Package, locally owned and operated, 8 times distilled, gluten-free. It's Redmont Vodka.
Follow Rockstar on Twitter at RockstarBHM.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
You have all heard of Red Wing Shoes, but what is Red Wing Shoes? It's the place where men buy boots, plain and simple. Who are Red Wing's customers? They are construction workers, warehouse employees, college students, the guy that fixes your AC, the guy at the end of the bar, the IT guy. Red Wing is a father, Red Wing is a son, Red Wing is a cult following shared by all men. A classic, comfortable pair of cool boots with a story to tell. What's your Red Wing story? Red Wing Shoe Stores, located in Pelham and Trussville. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst is back May 12th through 14th on Logan Martin Lake in Pell City. It is Bama's biggest in-water boat show with more than 100 boats and vehicles on display, vendors and food trucks, live music all weekend long, and it is free public admission. Don't forget the Friday night fireworks show, free Velcro Pygmies concert Saturday, free mimosas for Mom on Mother's Day Sunday, LoganMartinLakeFest.com for more info. It's the annual Logan Martin Lake Fest and Boat Show presented by AmFirst May 12th through 14th, LoganMartinLakeFest.com. NASCAR is returning to Talladega Super Speedway for the 2024 Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th through Sunday, April 21. Guarantee your 2024 Geico 500 weekend experience today by visiting TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Enhance your race weekend by adding passes to the Talladega Garage Experience, presented by Coolray. It is the Geico 500 weekend, Saturday, April 20th and Sunday, April 21st. Guarantee your spot now, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Dickie Betts passed away. Allman Brothers fame, Southern Rock really fame.
Yeah.
Dead at the age of 80. We'll talk more about that coming up in the Floribama Lounge at the end of the show, final segment coming up. A.J. Brown, receiver Eagles, I don't know if he's disgruntled or not, but he changed his profile picture on Instagram to a picture of Tom Brady. There have been reports that New England has been reaching out to the Eagles trying to see if they could talk to A.J. Brown.
Boy, if I'm A.J. Brown, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, boy.
A.J. Brown may want out of Philadelphia. I don't know if it's to the Patriots or anywhere else, but he may want out of Philadelphia. The Eagles are saying no talking. We're not talking to anyone about losing A.J. Brown.
Well, look, the Eagles obviously trending in the wrong direction, how that season ended last year. But still, a season removed from a Super Bowl. They had the best start in the regular season in the NFL last year. And you figure if they just tweak a couple of things, if Jalen Hurts plays like he did in 2022, they're going to be fine.
I would think so. If I'm playing in New England, who is throwing me the football, if I'm playing in Philadelphia, who is throwing me the football, if you're A.J. Brown, as disgruntled as you want to be, that's the question you got to ask yourself.
Well, there's major growing pains. Whether it's going to be Jaden Daniels or Drake May, it's going to be one of those two quarterbacks, and they're probably going to be thrust into the fire early. If you're A.J. Brown, you're in a good situation right now with a good organization.
And you're part of – when you start looking at the 1-2 punches at receiver in the NFL.
That's as good as any of them.
Yeah. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle is really good. Puka and Cooper Kupp is really good. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown is really good. It's one of the best 1-2 punches in the NFL.
I need to clean up some dead wood, a reference we use on the show when one of us makes a mistake. The FedEx commitment to Memphis wasn't $5 million over 5 years. It was a $5 million a year commitment for 5 years. So a $25 million NIL commitment there, which is a big difference there. And Dan Wetzel points this out. That's one more reason Memphis deserves to be in the Big 12 or the ACC, that there's money behind that program. He thinks one of those leagues should pick Memphis up.
The SEC does not need
So
Memphis
does Memphis scatter that $5 million, or have you guys ever gotten you find maybe money in a pocket or a drawer, or you get some kind of not a tax break, but maybe you there was a check from a former employer that you get, and it's just it's like found money.
Well, here's what I do.
And you go out and you spend the found money. I was going to say that $5 million. It's almost like go out and get a premier quarterback every other year.
If I'm Memphis AD, I try to sell the rest of my athletic program on our pathway to a better conference, which is better for all of us, by the way. The best conference we can get in, it's the better for all you teams because we get more money. Our pathway is being dominant in football. And even then, it's tricky because we've all seen the dominant group of 5 teams that could never find their way into another conference, right?
Right.
But if we're dominant and we become a TV draw, Memphis is a good enough TV market that I think I can get us in a better conference. But I'm going to need all this $5 million in football. Now, Penny Hardaway is going to hate that, right? Penny Hardaway is going to say, wait a minute, we're a basketball. He's going to go Calipari on him. We're a basketball school.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell Penny, well, Penny, that ain't going to get us in another conference. Football is going to get us another conference.
But the good news is $5 million being donated every year by FedEx means any other donations that are coming in can be spread around to basketball, right? You can give basketball a little bit more because I got $5 million more coming in.
I almost tell Penny, okay, Penny, I'll give you $1 million, but the other $4 million is going to football. That's going to be your, if Dan is right, that's going to be your pathway to another conference is by becoming really good in football. And you're a TV draw, and Memphis is a good TV market, and a Big 12 or somebody like that looks at that and says, okay, we'll take the Memphis TV market, yeah.
By the way, I need to see a lot more out of Penny. That is a proud basketball program.
Yeah, for him to be begging for any of it, I'm like, well,
and he's been given everything.
Yeah, you're underachieving with what I've given you. Now, Ryan Silverfield is too, by the way. I don't think he's killed it as the Memphis. That's just a boring program to me. I wouldn't.
Remember, they've already announced the upgrade that they're doing to the Liberty Bowl.
It's still a crap
which
stadium.
Is for Memphis. That's the city of Memphis doing it for Memphis.
That's polishing a turd. That's a terrible stadium.
It does look a little better than it was.
It's just a boring program to me. Like, I would have zero interest in the SEC taking on Memphis. Mm-hmm. And if I'm the Big 12, it just doesn't fire me up either.
One more thing to tell you about college football-wise. Actually, 2 more things to tell you about in this segment. Right after Brown tells you about our friends with Bandwagon.
You can jump on the bandwagon. Listen, if you are planning right now for that all-star season, it is Bandwagon that is going to help you look your best and then play your best. You're going to play well if you look great, right? Team uniforms, if you've got your idea, or if you're starting from scratch, it doesn't matter. Bandwagon can help your team hit the field in style. Bandwagon can create any custom apparel, too. So if your business is looking for the newest polo, your all-star moms want matching tank tops, Bandwagon helps you. They're with you every step of the way in creation, sizing, and more. BandwagonSports.com. Next round, jump on the bandwagon, BandwagonSports.com.
Okay, everybody's waiting on officialness for, first of all, basketball. Official on Aiden Holloway, if he's Alabama or not today. I don't know if there's a timeline for that. But the kid from Rutgers, Armour Rory, Is that close?
It's close enough for now.
Yeah, give it a shot again.
Unless he picks Alabama.
Omaruri.
Sure.
It's down to Georgetown or Alabama, one of the top 10 players in the portal, according to Tipton. Clifford is a big center, big man, 6'11".
Well, I got to tell you what,
rim.
that just seems like the easiest decision in the world to me. Now, I don't know all of his ins and outs. I know he's in Piscataway, so moving to D.C. would be a little bit easier. But, boy, how far off is Georgetown basketball right now? And Ed Cooley's a good coach, but
yeah, I don't know when that turns around.
I don't either, Lance. They are so far off right now. And this is the way you get back, though. I mean, you go sign a big guy, big rim protector, and a bunch of other stuff. But, I mean, you, if I'm picking between a Final Four team that only needed what? What did that Final Four team need more than anything?
If it had a rim protector,
right,
it would have been a different game.
Okay, I'm choosing that or Georgetown. This is an easy choice for me. And take Alabama off the jersey. Like, I mean, if it's any of the Final Four teams, if it's NC State, that over Georgetown.
How about this? So you talking about the SEC getting stronger? Mark Mitchell, who was a forward for Duke this past year, averaged 11 and 6 at 6'7", 11.6 rebounds a game. Hit the portal out of Duke because they got another boatload of players coming in. He's going to Missouri today. To Missouri, another team that has really disappointed in the SEC, but upgraded in talent right there for them. Football notes. One of them involves Oregon State, Washington State. They're close to a TV deal announcement coming up. What could they possibly be announcing here? For Oregon State, Washington State, their TV deal for this upcoming year.
I really don't know.
FS1.
Nothing that interests me.
Yeah. CW.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a two-team TV deal, but they said the announcement is coming up. The other thing is Utah turned its biggest profit in program history this past year. Another big profit year for Utah, and they're leaving the Pac-12. They're on their way to the Big 12, and look what happened yesterday out there at Utah. They took the Pac-12 logo off the field and put the Big 12 logo on the field, on the turf there. Removed, cut out the new one, put the new one in, and sewed it up, boys. It's a new time.
Just sad Pac-12's gone.
I mean, like if you're just part of that crew, do you maybe put the Pac-12 one in your backyard or something just for a, like a talking point when somebody comes over and visits?
Well, they've got some Pac-12 hardware.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah. I mean, they won the championship just 2 years ago.
I mean, I think I'd want the little Pac-12 thing in my backyard there. Like, you guys remember the Pac-12, don't you? I've got the logo from the field in my backyard.
I'd take it over to the practice field. Play anybody, anywhere. All right, one more hour to go. We'll continue to roll on. I got a whole list of big topics to get to before we get out of here today. That's on this side of my sheet, and we'll get to that next. The show being brought to you this hour by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Just rung the lunch bell down there, Sterling has. If you're looking for a destination lunch location, if you got friends in town this weekend and just want to show them some good Southern cooking, you take them to 119 in Alabaster, champyschicken.com. Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, so good. The deep-fried Southern chicken, brined overnight. That means it adds all the flavor down to the bone, and it's cooked to order. It comes out piping hot. Hand-cut chicken fingers that Rockstar and Taylor love. Rockstar without the ranch, Taylor with a lot of ranch. You get that at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
The road to the Indy 500 runs through Birmingham, April 26th through 28th. The fastest IndyCar drivers in the world, Castroneves, Dixon, and Newgarden, will put their skills to the test with one goal in mind: victory. Witness country music superstar Riley Green as Grand Marshal give the most iconic command in racing.
Start your engine!
Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix powered by AmFirst at the Barber Motorsports Park. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours now.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Birmingham, your undefeated Birmingham Stallions return to Protective Stadium on Saturday, April 20th, as they take on the DC Defenders for Throwback Night. Enjoy the Fan Fest, on-field opportunities for the kids, and elite professional football. There's something for fans of all ages. Tickets start at just $22. Buy yours today at theufl.com. With only 4 home games left this season, don't miss your chance to cheer on your Stallions. Let's pack protective, Birmingham. Get tickets at theufl.com.
Hey, you. Days warming up. Looking like spring. And at New Balance Birmingham, we've got the thing. What pops and what's fresh? Check the selects. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
As I said, going another one of these in the commercial break.
They said Rockstar's got cankles in his. You do a little bit have cankles, Rockstar. I hate to tell you.
Why are y'all looking at my ankles?
Well, everything else is so sexy. I got to look at
my
your
hair
ankles.
is spot on, though. Like I've never seen something so identical.
So is his legs not the same legs I had earlier?
Almost like you had a white turban on when you came out.
I don't remember that show, but the crowd loved it.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. If you could get a crowd like that.
Was that Black Jacket Symphony?
No, that was just me on my 34th birthday.
What if you came out in Black Jacket dressed like that, though?
My Detroit Lions shirt?
Yeah.
It would be the last one.
With a wig on.
And the legs would get everybody like, my God.
God, he's got cankles.
Yeah. We've loved those that Forrester's been throwing together the whole commercial break. At some point, I guess he'll put them all together, and we'll be have the whole group dancing during commercial break. Final hour brought to you by Champy's, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and crew, I just told you about them. Go by there. And something else they do, like if you're watching the draft next Thursday night, they cater for you. Birthday parties, they can take that if you're going to the lake or coming back from the lake or the beach. I mean, who wants to cook when you're driving that drive back from the Gulf Coast? Swing by on I-65. It's right off the Alabaster exit. Throw Champy's chicken in there. Just jump off the Alabaster exit, and Sterling will pack you up a big bag to take to the house and not have to worry about that when you come back from the beach all summer long. Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. Going to step on a few toes first. And then we'll get into a Conor O'Gara discussion here because he wrote a story. But I did want to ask this question first. Remember when Gus Malzahn was offensive coordinator at Auburn, and Gene Chizik was the head coach, and they won a national championship. And then Gus left and came back to be the head coach.
Okay.
It seems like our man Sam Pittman is in a precarious situation at Arkansas because Sam Pittman goes into the season. He's lost a little bit of steam with the fan base.
Well, keep in mind,
is it a hot seat?
It is. I don't know it's 100% a hot seat. His athletic director had to give him the vote of confidence at the end of the year last year. And then the game after the vote of confidence, they got absolutely mauled by Missouri. So it could not have been a worse finish for Sam Pittman to have to get the vote of confidence and then to lay an egg like that in the final game. Now, he had injuries and things like that, but still, that was the final score.
Bobby Petrino's back now, Brownie.
100% on the hot seat. 100% on the hot seat.
Bobby Petrino's back.
Hottest seat in the SEC going into the season, maybe other than Billy Napier.
Yeah, Billy Napier's by far.
No, I say that, but maybe other than Billy Napier is the hottest going in.
He shouldn't be on the hot seat.
So Bobby,
100% he should.
Bobby Petrino's back.
I don't know why you say that, Lance.
Because he's had 2 bad years and 2 good years. I mean, what do you expect from Arkansas football?
Well, I mean, but
I want to be the best I can be. That's right.
Yeah, I can't just say I'm going to deal with what Sam Pittman is giving
but 2020
Sam Pittman, I like Sam now. Understand this. But
2020, though, they were coming off where they had lost like 21 consecutive SEC games.
Excellent job there.
And should have been 5-5.
Excellent job.
Yeah, the only bad year he has had was last year.
The last 2. Well, 7-6 is a bad year.
7-6 is not bad year.
He's 11-23 in conference. You fired Brett Bielema for this.
So, some people get us to the base station, and then other people have to take us to the Everest.
Sam Pittman is Brett Bielema, and you fired him.
Yeah. Here's my question, though. Here's Petrino back.
There's no
as
difference.
the OC. At one point, Petrino was hated in Fayetteville. But now he's back. A little humility. I'm going to come back and I'm going to be the OC. Bobby's up there in age now. He's going to be what? What do you think? 60,
I would say 63.
63?
That's what I'm guessing.
We just saw 72-year-old Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Bobby Petrino looks like a young
63.
63. Young
Just
63.
turned 63.
You're really good at that, LT. But he's back now as the OC. How do you think people feel about Bobby Petrino now if you're an Arkansas
Boy, if you
fan?
do a Bobby Petrino search, the Google image searches are 3 of him in a neck brace and 1 of the girl that was on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
I mean, his Google image search is not kind to him.
I mean, if I'm an Arkansas fan, I want the offense to be great. Defense can be garbage. We go 6-6. Maybe Brown's right. And
if you were an Arkansas fan, you would not feel that
I
way.
wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, ultimately, I mean, the better coach is Bobby Petrino.
Right.
It's not even close.
So that's why this is precarious, right? Because if he comes back, the offense is good. Petrino and Talon Green are now connected at the hips, and Sam Pittman, I mean, Talon Green's their quarterback.
But look, I mean, Bobby Petrino doesn't get this job if it's not Sam Pittman wanting him to have that job. So Sam Pittman's comfortable enough saying, come on back.
The history books are full of stories where people have hired the person that has stabbed him in the back and assassinated him and took the job, took the throne.
What does that Arkansas schedule look like?
I got it right here, Lance. Funny you should ask.
I'll tell you when they're favored and when they're going to win.
I bet Forrester brings it up before you do.
They start with Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Oh, that's a win.
I think we'll get that one. For some reason, oh no, I know they're playing that in Little Rock. Never mind. They're at Oklahoma State.
I think that's a win.
Week 2. Okay.
Yep.
Week 2, they win at Oklahoma State. They host UAB.
That's a win.
All right. You ready for this?
Yep.
They're 3-0 in Lance's book. They're at Auburn.
I think that's probably a loss.
Okay. They host or they play A&M in Arlington.
That's a coin flip to me.
It is a coin flip game. Big one. That's going to be a turning point when I read you the rest of the schedule.
I got them at 3-2.
They host Tennessee.
I think that's a win. I'm gonna get. I got them 5-1.
Boy, you're high.
5-1 right now. Come on, Sam Pittman.
I got them 3-3.
Dunaway, all we had to do was bring his boy Bobby P in, and he's got Arkansas 5-1.
There we go. Old love never. Old flame.
Yep, old
There's an old flame burning in his heart.
Eyes. I heard that song the other day. That's a good song. They got a bye week that they play LSU, Lance. That is homecoming there at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback
I think they're
Stadium.
going to lose that one.
3-4.
They're at State.
That's a win.
I mean, boy, these wins Lance is just handing out to them.
I'll give you that one, but I don't think so.
They
I'll
host
go 4-4.
They host Ole Miss.
They're going to win one of these next 2. I'll give them the win against Ole Miss.
I think they're going to be Ole Miss or
Yeah.
Texas?
Yeah.
So you've got 7-2?
Talking to Zay and Chip yesterday, they said the scariest trap game for Texas this year is going to Fayetteville.
Okay, I'll come back to that because I want to see what Texas has around this. Bye week again, then they got Texas at home, which Lance thinks they can win.
That's
a loss.
Yeah,
Okay.
3.
La Tech.
That's a win.
And then they're at Missouri.
5-7.
I think they're 7-5 or 8-4. I really do.
All right, trap game. I want to look at this trap game for Texas real quick. They play Florida at Arkansas and host Kentucky.
I don't know how that's a trap game.
Out of money.
Yeah.
Florida
That's somebody reading the history books.
Yes.
I mean, when you hold up your beer, you've already killed half of it. So, half of if I had half a beer and I was saying Arkansas beats either Texas or Ole Miss, people would be like, Jimmy half
beer.
Do you feel your cheeks? Jimmy half beer. Obviously, half beer doesn't influence you.
The only thing that scares me is I just didn't think Talon Green was that good.
Yeah, that's and
that would
like
be important.
If KJ Jefferson was coming back,
No
I've
doubt.
seen good KJ. Yeah. I've seen bad KJ. I would feel better about KJ Jefferson.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I
you're
don't.
telling me if not for the Arkansas players, you would actually like Arkansas.
Yes.
He likes Bob Petrino.
I like Sam Pittman. I just don't. I don't think he's a great coach. I think he's a good coach.
I don't dislike Sam Pittman. He's Brett Bielema 2.0, and they didn't stick with Brett Bielema. I don't know why you would stick with Sam Pittman. The only thing that's different between Brett Bielema and Sam Pittman, it is the only thing.
Accent?
Is Pittman's more folksy, and I think Pittman gets a break because he's more folksy.
I never thought Bielema was a bad coach.
I think he's a bad coach, but I think you fired Bielema for the same exact thing Sam Pittman's
Yeah,
doing.
I just don't know what you're going to get if you're Arkansas. Maybe a young, hot coordinator, and you get lucky, and you get 2 or 3 really good years.
I mean,
my point is, if you end up going 8 wins, and it's because of Bobby Petrino's offense, why not just make Bobby the head coach?
I mean, would an athletic director do that?
Bobby Petrino would do it.
You've made him an OC.
I know Petrino would do it, but
Yeah.
if you're a standing athletic director, your coach brings in the OC. The reason you win 8 games is because of the offense. Do you really get rid of your head coach and promote that guy?
Yeah, the closest thing we've seen to it is what people suggested. Now, this is a different situation Phil Fulmer did to Johnny Majors.
Yeah,
that is a different situation because Majors was sick, right?
Well, Fulmer filled in, and they got to see him as a head coach. And as I remembered, he had Tennessee undefeated, right, with Alabama on the horizon, and undefeated Alabama. Majors comes back. They lose to Arkansas the week before they play Alabama. And then everybody was like, well, crap. I mean, Phil Fulmer had us undefeated.
We were on a roll, man.
Yeah, we were on a roll. Let's go with
young.
that guy.
Let's look to the future. Go young. I would say it was separated by 2 years, but Gus Malzahn and Cam Newton got the credit for 2010.
They did.
Gene Chizik never got any.
I don't think
12,
Gus
Malzahn
as much as I think when you look back, it's Cam Newton.
I mean, at least Malzahn was at Arkansas State, though. He had left to go to Arkansas State.
But if you give me that version of Cam Newton in 2010 right now with this Arkansas team, I would think that they are in the college football playoff.
Would Bobby Petrino want the job?
Yes, 100%. He was the head coach of Missouri State.
Just one chance to right the wrongs and go out on top.
Have we ever seen that? I know we've had coaches like Bill Walsh and John Robinson come back to respective universities, but have we ever seen somebody that has been ousted and has been at rock bottom and then be able to come back to that job?
Well, Landmine Believer says maybe the first coach in history to coach at the same school 2 different times in his career, because he left Louisville, went back to Louisville, and got fired at Arkansas, and now he's back as an OC at Arkansas. And
what's crazy
in my
is
book could ascend to head coach again.
Normally, the only people that would get that kind of chance are likable people. From what we've heard, Bobby Petrino is not a likable guy.
Yep.
Mac Brown did leave North Carolina and come back.
Yeah, but now he was a run out. He took the Texas job.
Yeah, right. But in order to match Petrino at this point, he'd need to go back to Texas as the DC or OC.
Ain't going to happen. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, this would be Jeremy Pruitt getting hired at Tennessee again.
Yeah, I mean, it's to Lance's point. I don't know that we've ever seen somebody that had to leave so disgraced as Petrino to come back as the head coach at the same school. I don't know that we've ever seen that.
If we went back to that moment in time, that April 1st or whatever the date was, and I would have said, you know what, he's going to be the OC in less than 10 years.
There would be
impossible.
Not no, but
a lot of people didn't want him fired at the time, and then after he was fired and every loss that stacked up after that, he became hated.
You do wonder if you went back in time, if they could make that decision over again. Do you think they're just like, hey, we're going to take this firestorm of criticism for however long, a couple of years?
Louisville basketball did it and won a national championship with Rick Pitino.
I mean, John L. Smith was forced into the job, did not work out, obviously.
Right.
Then they go Bielema, again, fired him. Chad Morris is as big a disaster as there ever has been as an SEC coach.
And that's what Sam had to clean up.
And Festus says this thing, difference is Pittman's taking over the job at the worst time in Arkansas football history.
Well,
I don't think there was ever a lower moment in Arkansas football history than what you had with Chad Morris.
I don't disagree, but now it was a pretty big mess when Bielema got there, too. Let's don't forget, because John L. Smith coached the 1 year, right?
Yeah, but that was still a fairly good roster. But he coached 1 year, and they were 2-11.
They were 4-8. Better now remember them being. Yeah.
Can I go on and say Chad Morris is the worst head coach in SEC history?
I don't think it's a hot take.
I think it's a discussion. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know where.
One for another time for sure. That's one. Write that down in our summer log. Let's the worst coaches in SEC history.
I have a pen.
Yeah. Strong-minded. Our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing.
What's our mystery fifth hour?
One more topic here in this segment before we get to trash and the Floribama Lounge still to come here. The Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City. Listen, there's nothing more important to your home than the roof. It starts with the roof. If you got roof problems, all of a sudden you've got some internal problems, and that starts stacking up some big costs at that point. That's why Greg from Pell. In fact, Greg is so important he should wear a cape. He's a superhero to your house. In fact, at some point, I bet Forrester will have him dancing on the stage, AI-wise. But
Man,
Greg,
there's a person with a cape on your roof. Oh, that's just Greg.
That's just Greg.
It's not a superhero.
He doesn't have a ladder. He just flies up there. Greg from Pell City Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531, 542-3531. Look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City on Facebook. Free, no-cost roof inspection. So important to find out what's going on up there. Also, he'll check for any leakages or anything like that. He'll replace an old roof. But oftentimes he gets up there and says, I think you got 3 more years. 4 more years, 2 more years, 5 more years on your roof. So that saves you some money, allows you to plan for the roof down the road. Storm damage, he does that too. Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531. Brownie brought this to the table this morning, just the one time it wasn't me bringing up Conor O'Gara. I get labeled as being Conor O'Gara's publicist.
Yeah, it's got video Conor did.
Yeah, there's a new drinking game out there.
Yeah, every time I bring up Conor O'Gara,
anytime you say Little T or Conor O'Gara.
Wow.
Somebody sent me this. I didn't make it up.
I promote the show. There's a new Uncorked out, Little T.
Speaking of drinking games.
Yeah, I watched it, by the way, last night.
The one where she was in bed drinking wine the guy told us about.
I didn't really watch it because it's a stagnant shot. I know she was popping up some pictures and stuff. I could see it out of the corner of my eye, but I listened to it on the drive from Tuscaloosa to Moody. And she was a little unhinged about this Aiden Holloway thing. So if you want to go see Little T's hot take on Aiden Holloway and Alabama fans, you can do that with Uncorked, available right there on our video platform at Next Round Live on YouTube. And you just go down there and find the Uncorked version, or you just search Uncorked and like and subscribe when you're there with Little T. Drink again. But Conor O'Gara, Saturday Down South, asked what question around here?
So this is you're going to get drunk. There's a video today where he says in the video, the title of the video, the tweet with the video, if Kirby Smart wins the national championship this year, he etches his face on the Mount Rushmore of college football coaching.
For those that are kids and don't know American history, there are only 4 faces.
That's right. So basically the Mount Rushmore is your top 4 in anything. So the Mount Rushmore of college football coaching with his 3rd national championship. Now,
so it starts with Nick Saban.
I would say he wouldn't have to win it this year. So let's just say if he wins another one.
Okay, but Bear Bryant would be in front of Kirby still.
Yeah, I would think so.
Nick Saban and Bear Bryant are up there.
Yeah.
I think, what is Bob? Does Bowden have 2 or 3?
He's got 2. This would be 3 now. Bowden's going to have a lot more wins, but Kirby has coached in a lot fewer games too.
But he was top 4 AP ranking for a number of years.
What do you imagine Bobby Bowden's winning percentage was? Because I looked at Kirby Smart's. It's pretty impressive.
I'm going to say Bobby slides in around 70. You going just Florida State, or are you factoring in West Virginia?
Let's just do well. I don't know. Let me see what he was at West Virginia.
Kirby's is like 85%.
It is 85%.
It is 85% on
Coach
the
Bowden was 42-26 at West Virginia.
Yeah.
Bobby's going to slip a little bit because he had some 8-4s and 7-6s late.
The end times were what we had for Bobby.
Yeah, you're right about that. But I tell you what, in his heyday, it was as good as anybody.
He's clicking along.
Okay, so we know Nick and Bear Bryant are on there.
Right.
And then
Paterno not on there.
No?
Yep.
I don't think so. Is Bud Wilkinson on there?
Hang on real quick, though. I'm not trying to dismiss anything Joe Paterno did or didn't do, but if that were not part of it, is he on there?
No, he's not for me because a lot of his wins came against a Northeastern light schedule.
And he's only got, is it 2? 1 or 2 national championships?
I
think it's 2.
I think it's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the 3rd national championship is going to trump that. I really don't know who you go after that.
I mean, Tom Osborne had 2, right?
Yeah.
Barry Switzer had 3.
Switzer and Osborne would be in the conversation for me.
I think Switzer had 3, did he not, at Oklahoma?
Carroll wouldn't make it in there just because of longevity.
I think I don't want to say he underachieved. It's not fair. But
I mean, if you go old school,
more.
I mean, if you don't put a limit on it, time stamp, you start throwing people in there like Nealon way back in the day.
Newt Rockne.
Yeah, Newt Rockne, those guys.
I mean, I'll say this.
You got to have a Notre Dame coach on there, probably Newt Rockne. I think Ara Parseghian was a better coach, but
Barry Switzer won 3 national championships, 74, 75, and 85, and 12 Big Eights. And back then, for you kids, that Big Eight was a heck of a football conference.
Well, it was a two-team league.
2 teams.
Yeah, but he won 12 of them.
Yeah.
It was 2 teams, and you would frequently have a Colorado that would jump up and be
Missouri one year.
Yeah, they would jump up and be a national championship contender. It was always them in Nebraska, Oklahoma, Nebraska.
In fact, I think one year in the 70s, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Missouri finished 1, 2, 3 in the AP poll.
Yeah, I can believe that. So Switzer doesn't get maybe the credit he deserves just because I don't know why, honestly. And he's also won a Super Bowl. I mean, he's 3 national championships and a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, if Kirby wins another, yeah, I can put him up there.
I don't think Dabo gets in.
No. And that's pretty wild. Yeah. I mean,
but Dabo, this same conversation was probably had maybe with us, maybe with somebody else after he won his second.
That's exactly where we're at. But
I just don't see this.
It feels different right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it seems like.
Well, you don't think Kirby's going to let it drop off? We didn't know Dabo was at the time.
Yeah,
I think Kirby's priority, his only priority in life is football. And I think Dabo
to say that.
Look, he loves his wife and kids, but, I mean, it is football, and I just don't think you get that with Dabo.
That's what you
I think
want.
Dabo probably, when he was getting this mansion built, was probably like, man, I think the pool needs to, this landscape looks a little bit better.
Yeah, we need to lose that tree, though. It's
and
shading
Kirby's
over here.
telling Beth, hey, look, you do all the pool stuff. I don't care. I really don't care. What colors? Don't care.
I mean,
I got film to look at.
So every fan wants that coach. They won't admit it, but they want the coach that cares about football more than family, more than religion.
Mark Richt was a believer, and he was outspoken.
Yep.
And he would win 10 games a year. But
he was a damn good football coach.
He
just didn't win the ones that counted.
And you really think or wonder if Mark Richt would have been just 100% on football, would it have been different?
Steve Spurrier gets into the discussion of being on Mount Rushmore.
Just one national championship.
Just one national
That's
championship.
the problem.
It's hard.
And that was even a second bite at the apple after losing already.
Yeah, if you gave him a second one, I would say just because of time and place, he was more dominant.
I mean, the only reason he's in the discussion is the fact that he literally did change the way the SEC plays football.
Oh, and by the way, South Carolina won 11 games 3 consecutive years.
And he won a conference championship at Duke.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't overlook all of his stops.
Woody, Bo.
Yeah, Woody Hayes got to be in that discussion. I mean, I don't know. It's an
Urban Meyer has to be in that discussion.
It's an interesting discussion by Connor, and I had not.
I mean, 2 and 1.
Yeah.
I mean, you got three championships at 2 different schools for Urban, unbeaten at Utah. I mean, Urban's in the discussion.
No, he's in the discussion. It starts with Nick Saban, but does Connor agree that number 2 is Bear Bryant?
I'd have to go back and watch the video. I just read the
But
tweet.
1960 on.
Because how many does Bear have?
You could easily sit there and go from 1960 on. You could easily sit there and go Saban, Bryant, Urban Meyer, and if Kirby wins another, Kirby Smart, and you could win a lot of arguments.
Yeah, so SEC heavy. All those national championships except for the one he won at Ohio State were in the SEC.
Brandon, I don't know where you think my son is.
I don't know.
And what orbit I go around.
If I was to ask you, you've got to give me one active coach right now that will also one day be in the conversation for being on the Mount Rushmore.
So Kirby plus this guy.
It might be Kalen DeBoer.
I knew you were going to say that.
I mean, the only reason I say that, we've only got 2 years sample size, right?
Yeah.
That's all we've got.
And what is Caitlyn, 47?
48.
Somewhere around there?
I think 48.
All right. Just something to chew on over the weekend if you guys want to jump into that.
He is 49.
Royal
50
Payne.
in the football season.
Saban, Bryant, Hayes, Berryman. Leahy.
That's Friends of the Bride.
McKay at USC. Yeah, they're good coaches. They're really good coaches. I mean, Lou Holtz was really good. Just didn't win a lot of national championships.
They got the one national championship. Woody Hayes, I need his. He's got 5 national championships. They claim.
Woody Hayes is in the.
You got to
Woody,
for a
long time. I'm putting him on there in front of Kirby.
I mean, that's a ton of wins at Ohio State too. And Jim, do we discredit the Big Ten when Woody Hayes was there?
No.
At Ohio State,
though it was a 2-team league.
205, 61, and 10 in his time at Ohio State.
Woody Hayes was dang good.
You know,
he's really good.
I remember us being at SEC Media Days in Atlanta. I guess it was after Kirby's first, and people started to talk about Kirby's not going to grind this out and be around 5-10 more years.
He hints at that.
I don't know that he will, Lance.
I don't know.
He hints at that.
It's a lot of money in a changing game.
Yeah, you stack up $8+ million a year, a couple of years, and see what your work ethic does.
I mean, look, it's a bad thing to ask me because I would probably be out this year if I was Kirby. Let me win one more.
Yeah. Okay, so when he won his first one, he got over $7 million a year. So if he doesn't get another raise from over $7 million a year, and his first one was what, 2020?
Yeah.
So we're going into the fourth year of minimum $7 million a year. That's $28 million I've banked.
I'm telling you, man, Kirby is.
I could do one more year.
He has been fantastic, but it has been a tight wire because if you go back and if Jamison Williams doesn't get hurt.
God, you are an Alabama grad, aren't you?
Alabama wins that game. They do. They win that game. And do you guys agree with me on that?
If Jamison Williams doesn't get hurt? I mean, they let it go into the fourth quarter without
you
him,
had
right?
Bryce Young, and I just don't think they win that game. And then in 2022, Ryan Day absolutely put that kicker out. He hung
him out to dry.
He walked the plank with him.
Well,
you had C.J. Stroud moving the football, continue to move the football, make it a 35-yard field goal. You win that game, and the narrative,
score a damn touchdown.
The narrative is completely different.
Marvin Harrison got hurt in that game too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or was it Olave? Which one was it? Was it Harrison?
It was Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Harrison doesn't get hurt, our buddy Ken West, biggest Georgia fan I know, he said, Harrison doesn't get hurt, we don't win that game.
Well, I mean, it still came down to a field goal, to your point, that your coach kind of mismanaged.
Put the chisel down. Kirby, not on Mount Rushmore, Connor.
We talked ourselves right out of that.
He's close.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him a lot. All right, our friends at NASCAR, we're heading out there. I got my essential pass ready to go. It's right down here to my left. Hey, don't let me forget that pass. I got to put it back on for the Floribama Lounge coming up. NASCAR Racing, Talladega Superspeedway.com. Get your tickets. If you've got something to do, don't have anything to do this weekend, go out to the track. Tickets available. Pick it, upgrade them if you want. Talladega Superspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game, or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken. If renting is putting a dent in your bank account, here's your sign from the universe that it's time to buy a new home. And who better to help you through the ins and outs of home buying than our friends at Mortgage Right. With Mortgage Right, you don't have to worry about becoming a short-notice mortgage expert because they do all the heavy lifting for you. They're trusted mortgage professionals, and they'll help you choose the right mortgage option and stand by your side every step of the way. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR to buy before renting runs you dry. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, you. Days warming up, looking like spring. And at New Balance Birmingham, we've got the thing. What pops and what's fresh? Check the selects. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Birmingham, your undefeated Birmingham Stallions return to Protective Stadium on Saturday, April 20th, as they take on the DC Defenders for Throwback Night. Enjoy the Fan Fest, on-field opportunities for the kids, and elite professional football. There's something for fans of all ages. Tickets start at just $22. Buy yours today at theufl.com. With only 4 home games left this season, don't miss your chance to cheer on your Stallions. Let's pack protective, Birmingham. Get tickets at theufl.com.
Okay, we're about to get to trash here in just a second, then to the Floribama Lounge. You played golf with me the other day.
Uh-huh.
My handicap's gone up almost 2 points since the end of last year, but I thought I did okay the other day.
Yeah, you did. You were playing a tee too far back. That was your problem. You should have been playing up a tee. I hate it. We did that to you.
Do you not have any length?
Oh,
Jim
no,
hits it shorter, and Jim
golf?
used to be. Yeah.
No, not in golf.
I can't say this to sound anything but arrogant.
Thank you.
And I don't Rockstar mean to sound that way.
No, this is not going to bother me.
But Jim and I should not be playing the same tees. I hit the ball further than he does, and I'm a lower handicap than he is.
And because of that, I missed a short putt to only lose to Brown by 8, despite him being able to drive the ball an extra 100 yards further than me.
I don't think it's 100 yards.
I was about to say, is it that big of a?
No, it is not.
No, I'm in the 195 to 210 range. If I hit it really good, it may get to 220 if it's not a wet day like it was.
If it's on concrete.
I do like playing when it's hard and dry. I'm a late July, August guy. But I just looked at my score update after I entered my last 3 rounds, and
that help it a little bit. Gonna get a few more strokes.
It held at 11.9.
Our buddy Andrew from Heritage House, he's a scratch. I asked him.
Is he really?
Yeah, we were at North River yesterday, and I know he plays a lot of golf, and I was like, "What's your handicap right now?" And he was like 0.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'll never be that. I was happy the few days that I dipped under the double digits. I had it at, 9.8 one time until I bragged about it, and
that's what happened.
Fell apart.
Haven't shot in the 70 cents.
Yeah.
Hadn't shot in the 70 cents. All right. Part of the show today being brought to you by Urology Centers of Alabama. So important. So important, man. In fact, I don't know if that's why I got Dickie Betts. He was battling some kind of cancer. I don't know if it's prostate cancer or not, but I saw somebody the other day that was battling prostate cancer and lost his life to prostate cancer that so many times can be survivable with early detection. Urology Centers of Alabama can help you out. They got 16 locations around the great state of Alabama. 205-930-0920, 930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com to make an appointment. Urologists, 35 of them in the state of Alabama in 16 locations. Prostate health to kidney stones. It's urologycentersalabama.com. Time now for Trash on the Table, brought to you by Mortgage Right. Hit the big button, Rockstar.
Get your ass out of here. If you got license, you sold it.
I mean, I just want to fish, ma'am.
Oh, no, hell, you can't fish. You don't know how to fish. You don't even wear the right kind of clothes. You got damn stupid shoes on anyway. Where'd you get them ugly britches? You asshole.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
It is spring buying season. Our friends at Mortgage Right, they are here to help. They were veteran founded here in Birmingham. They offer loans throughout the country. And while the area they serve may have grown, their commitment to Birmingham and veterans hasn't changed. Before you take next steps on a new home purchase or refinance, talk with the team at Mortgage Right. There is no cost or obligation to find out what you qualify for. You can get more info by going to their website, or if you're in Birmingham, call their Highway 280 office, 205-900-7200, mortgageright.com to talk to someone right now. NMLS 2239, equal housing lender. Start first. I'm sure we've got a picture of this. If you need another new color palette for the weekend, barbecues, or burger nights, Heinz, in partnership with Mattel, is offering a new limited condiment that will make your meal a little prettier. It's the barbecue sauce by Heinz.
I think we're a year too late for this.
I would agree.
Last year would have been really good.
I hesitate to ask this question.
Looks too much like Pepto-Bismol.
What does it taste like?
Yeah, but is it?
I'm guessing it's just the bottle.
Is that the bottle? It's the normal barbecue sauce on the inside, normal ketchup.
It's got to be. I think I would taste Pepto-Bismol.
I agree.
Yeah, I like the tomato ketchup though.
Yeah, that's what I'm not gonna eat anything that's ketchup.
I don't think I would either. I don't think I'm gonna have classic Barbie Q sauce either.
It's being produced to mark the 65th anniversary of the iconic toy. First
She's
batch
getting old, man.
of the condiment was released by the Kraft Company, which owns Heinz in the United Kingdom on Monday, and a run of 5,000 bottles. Nationwide run at a British supermarket will follow later in the week, per reporting by CBS, which also said the sauce will be available through a UK delivery service sometime in the middle of May.
Since her creation in 1959, Barbie has had over 250 careers. I mean, that is a lot of jobs.
She's busy.
a lot of jobs.
Busy.
Yep.
Did she ever have the world's oldest profession?
I don't think she did. Well,
She's only behind Ryan Seacrest.
So when she first started, was she just housewife?
I don't think she met Ken till later.
Was she just?
And she was a barista, I think.
I bet it was super controversial when she went to work.
Oh, I bet it was. I bet her original ones were flight
attendant Barbie.
It was stewardess back then.
Stewardess, nurse, teacher.
Stewardess, nurse, and
all the stereotypical
stay-at-home mom. I bet that was it.
She's had 15 art design and sports media jobs. She's had 8 healthcare jobs, 1 military job, 2 management jobs.
What was a military job?
And then the list this is 4 architecture and engineering jobs.
Heck yeah.
Damn. And life and physical and social science jobs. 8.
Was she ever a librarian?
Of course she was.
Library Barbie.
She's in sales. Gosh, she did a lot. Cleaning and maintenance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was probably maid Barbie.
Custodial
Days.
Barbie.
So first time
Dishwashing Barbie.
First time I went to New York City was in 2001. It was the month after 9/11. And one of the things I remember about the trip is I had my phone on roam. And so I got back from that weekend, and my roam charges were over $600.
Yeah.
How about this? Despite the numerous warnings not to use cellular data while traveling internationally, there are still some that make this mistake and activate this. This is because they believe they'll only use their cellular data for a few minutes, but end up using a lot more data in that time frame. One man from Florida recently experienced this with T-Mobile. After a vacation in Switzerland, he went home to a mobile phone bill costing $143,442.74, as shared by Phone Arena.
Real quickly, the fine print there. Never worry about forgetting to pay and save money with the auto pay discount. You can save $5 to $40 when you owe $143,442. That 5 to 40 is not going to help.
This
you
is when you hope you don't have auto pay.
Yeah, if you got auto pay on this one, you wake up one morning to a big mess.
Yeah.
Now, during his trip, he used around 9.5 gigabytes of mobile data. Fortunately, the man was able to get his attorney to handle the situation. He did not accept the bill since T-Mobile employees assured him that he would be covered. After discussing things, T-Mobile credited the whole $143,000 and change back.
Whew.
Man.
I got nervous. I started sweating for him.
Well, I mean, he would just have to, hey, I'm out. Ain't nothing I can do about it.
Yep.
I remember first
I'm
cruise.
going to, what is Tyler's? Cricket?
I'm going to Cricket Mobile.
My ass is going to Cricket. I can't afford the $143,000.
I'm rubbing my back legs together.
I can use Cricket from now till death, and I won't spend $143,000.
Our first cruise we took, we were worried about that. And I remember Maggie, I just got to go, just jump on real quick and just check the scores real quick.
What was your bill? Do you remember what your bill was?
No,
his thing was he was taking videos and pictures of scenic views and stuff like that, then texting them to friends in America.
Oh, this would have got me. This would have got me 100%.
I did not even do that. No, I just got on. I checked the scores and headlines. I forget what was going on in sports because it was summertime, but I just wanted to see what was going on.
You know, the international packages aren't that expensive.
I know, but I did not buy it.
I wouldn't have bought it. So Trash has saved me a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't been to Europe
yet. I would think of
yet.
that, like just sitting back home, because I do it at home. They're just a mile away, but I'm sitting it overseas to like a 2-minute video that I took of me sitting somewhere.
You guys tell me how smart this woman was. I do hate when people take advantage of other people, but here we go. A man who went by the fictitious name Aaron Rodgers was able to convince a woman over the course of a couple of months to give him all of her personal information and then took hundreds of dollars from her. Police went to the woman's Trenton residence. She told them she met him on the messenger website Viber.
Viber?
Yeah, Viber. She said they had been in communication since the beginning of February. She thought he was legit because he, quote, talked about himself personally.
We just want to get together and vibe.
Within that, I've never seen a picture of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's a great photo.
I love that picture.
Now, within that time frame, she said she sent him her driver's license information, social security number,
really stupid,
bank accounts with their personal information numbers.
Asinine.
Woman told police she messaged the man on March 17th, and he told him she was about to move out of her apartment, and he told her that he would send her $10,000 to help out if she could just send him $800 to his attorney's wife on PayPal.
See, $800 for $10,000. That's good.
Who wouldn't do that?
I'm benefiting more than you are.
According to the police report, the woman showed police a profile picture of the man she had been in communication with.
It was that photo right there.
It was
See, I told
Aaron
you.
Rodgers in a Green Bay Packers hat. She also showed police her account information confirming the money she had sent. The woman took the necessary steps to freeze her accounts and was advised to keep monitoring her credit reports.
I don't like that.
Do you not? You don't like that?
No.
Do you like this? Red Lobster.
Not off to a good start.
I've not been to a Red Lobster in quite a while. I will say, though.
Steve Henniger loves Red Lobster.
Admiral's Feast.
I will say this.
I told you I threw up on a Hostess there, right?
Yep. Growing up.
I really did.
I know. Growing up in Anniston, Red Lobster was the first big chain. Red Lobster and O'Charlie's came to Oxford. They were the first big chain restaurants to come to Calhoun County.
Right off the interstate.
Huh?
In the 80s? So it was like 85 prom night, like Red
Probably
Lobster.
late 80s, early 90s for Red Lobster and O'Charlie's.
Right off the interstate.
Well, O'Charlie's was right off the interstate. You had to come a little bit further up north to get to Red Lobster.
Your Outback went out of business, right?
Yeah, I think think they moved locations, if I'm not mistaken. I've been over there in a while. But
They're
the
out front
one
now.
where they were, huh?
They're out front now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Red Lobster was a big deal.
Yeah,
It was
and
a
I will tell
long
you,
wait.
when you go into Red Lobster or an Olive Garden, you know what you're getting.
That's
and,
right.
And it is always what you expect.
That's right.
I will say that you.
Cheese.
I admire that. If I know what I'm getting,
Yeah.
and I choose to go in there, then boom.
So
that's
Cheddar
good.
Bay biscuits, that's going to be your
Yeah,
thing?
that's probably what I would eat.
That's the only thing you would eat.
Well, I mean, I'd eat some of their Bud Lights on tap.
But I was
As a kid, I would get a thing of applesauce. My God, it makes me
at Red Lobster.
Uh-huh.
Well, this was the post-dance stop there for a while. You had to go to Red Lobster after the dance, but then O'Charlie's open.
Well,
so.
Red Lobster is in hot financial waters, attempting to stay afloat by eyeing Chapter 11 bankruptcy to restructure its debts after an endless shrimp promotion sank the seafood restaurant chain's bottom line, according to Bloomberg.
Come on,
writing here.
you can't sell enough food to see
Yeah.
According to
bottom line.
Bloomberg, the restaurant is considering filing for Chapter 11 on the advice of a law firm, which would allow the chain to stay open while dealing with its debt and help reevaluate long-term contracts and leases.
I can tell you what happened here.
This is like lighting a fire.
They had to file for bankruptcy. That was unavoidable. But they're like, if we say it's because of the endless shrimp, everybody will be like, well, this must be some good shrimp if that people eat that many shrimp.
It's because we love our customers too much.
Yeah.
We give too much, and because we gave too much.
So we're gonna file bankruptcy no matter what. So
Sorry, we gave away all of our
That's right.
profits.
That's right.
to
Let's
you
come up
guys.
with a story.
Last year, Red Lobster reported $11 million in operating losses following the flubbed Ultimate Endless Shrimp deal, which backfired when it reeled in too many customers after the limited time promo became a permanent menu fixture last June. Restaurant chain later reported $12.5 million in losses fourth quarter 2023. Should have done some kind of special on top of this.
Yeah, should have. That's our trash today, brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right.
Yeah, our friends at Mortgage Right, they are the experts when it comes to refi or buying. If you're looking for a new home, our friends at Mortgage Right are here to help. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned home buying veteran, their great service and low rates make the process easy. Speaking of veterans, they are veteran-founded right here in Birmingham. So remember, whether you're looking for your final home or your first home, whether you have a big down payment or need 100% financing, Mortgage Right is your one-stop shop for mortgages. Visit them online, mortgageright.com. Call 205-900-7200 or NMLS 2239 Equal Housing Lender.
All right, Latrell Wrightsell thinks Aiden Holloway is coming to Alabama. If you're following him on social media and if you're following everyone in the chat room, when we come back, we wrap up the show with Rockstar and the Floribama Lounge. That's on a big, huge music news day. That is next right here on TNR.
Never miss anything Auburn. Watch Village Vice at Wardam Pods on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
You could win a Cadillac CT5 or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Cadillac CT5 and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings April 5th and 6th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Hey, you. Days warming up. Looking like spring. And at New Balance Birmingham, we've got the thing. What pops and what's fresh? Check the selects. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. We got now.
The road to the Indy 500 runs through Birmingham, April 26th through 28th. The fastest IndyCar drivers in the world, Castroneves, Dixon, and Newgarden, will put their skills to the test with one goal in mind: victory. Witness country music superstar Riley Green as Grand Marshal give the most iconic command in racing. Start your engine! Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix powered by Amherst at the Barber Motorsports Park. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours now.
Floribama, they bring you to the lounge every day. Man, Floribama's got a lot going on, including the mullet toss coming up here pretty soon.
Yeah, the mullet toss is coming up. A lot of things going on right now with our friends at Floribama. The ultimate beach bar, the ultimate dive bar. Mullet toss just 1 week away. It's the 40th anniversary of the Interstate Mullet Toss and the greatest beach party. The fish start flying at 10 a.m. on Friday,
Look at that
April
scene.
26th through Sunday, April 28th. Don't miss the Miss Mullet Bikini Contest on Friday and Saturday at 3 p.m. And for the ladies, it's the Mr. Mullet Hot Body Contest Friday and Saturday. You still got time to get out there, show off that tattoo down away. Also, get your Floribama membership cards. Never pay a cover charge, including Mullet Toss Weekend. Get one today online at floribamastore.com.
Maggie and I occasionally hanging out, and she'll say, sometimes I forget you have a tattoo. It's barely a tattoo.
Well, you were talking about she loves your pheromones. Does she love the tattoo?
She doesn't hate it. She doesn't hate it. Floribama Lounge. It's been a big music day, Rockstar. Not only Taylor Swift dropped not one but 2 albums. She's her tour continues next month, the Eras Tour, $1 billion already. So she's releasing a boatload of songs in the middle of a tour. I think she did that maybe because she does at least listening to the first album. Didn't sound like that was an album you could tour on. It was very, very deep and somber. Doesn't seem like a tour album.
Somebody said in the chat room that because of this release, her concert tickets have doubled.
Of course.
I mean, how can they, who can afford them?
I know.
Yeah. But on to much more of our listening audience, the death of Dickie Betts. You guys, the Allman Brothers, really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't a fan, though.
It's good Southern rock. I mean, I like Southern rock, and Allman Brothers are...
His guitar playing defined Southern rock is what I was reading this morning. But Rambling Man was his song, apparently.
Right,
that was his song.
Yeah.
And he was the singer. And that was their biggest hit.
And,
Whipping Post, it was...
No, Midnight Rider's a huge
Midnight Rider.
hit. Southbound's a huge hit. Melissa's a huge hit.
I like Southbound.
He did Jessica, which was and Little Martha, but those are both instrumental guitar plays. So I'm going to do both of those because they're really easy
Greg Allman
songs.
played Good Drug Dealer in Rush. Very uplifting movie. If you guys have never seen it, if you want to laugh tonight, Rush is the movie you
What
want
does
to
Whipping Post sound like?
To the whipping post.
Awful. And what is it, 14 minutes?
It's a long song.
Live version is great.
But here, I didn't know this. I love the movie Almost Famous. Second mention of that today. Russell, the character in that movie, was based on Dickie Betts.
Wow.
And Dickie Betts, when they showed it to him, said, "Damn, he looks a lot like me."
Really?
Yep.
See, I thought they were all based on Leonard Skinner.
Nope.
Well, it was Cameron.
I always thought it was
based... Cameron Crowe portraying himself when he was younger like that, but I don't know if he just inserted like this is more of a character. Like I don't think it was one particular band.
I think I had...
Stillwater was the band. Fever Dog.
Yeah.
I think I'd heard it was based on the Allman Brothers.
Dickie Betts.
I never heard that.
Had befriended Cameron Crowe.
Yeah.
And Crowe told him that Russell was the character I wrote while thinking of you, from what I was reading today. In
really good movie.
In Rolling Stone. So if you guys take Rolling Stone,
sometimes
it's correct.
Y'all talking about Taylor Swift. Pearl Jam also released their 12th studio album tonight.
Did they really?
Dark Matter. Have not heard it because I am knee deep in Jimmy Buffett, and I can't.
It's hard to mix those two.
Well, no, I can't. I can't introduce new tunes to my head right now. I can't introduce.
Fence to the left.
Yeah.
What's going to be the hardest Buffett song for you?
Well, I was talking to Jay last night, founder of Black Jacket, and I was like, the thing with him is because there's so much stuff I'm unfamiliar with, and so I sat in here yesterday. I had a private party I had to play at, so I killed an hour by just listening and rehearsing and playing, and I would make sure I would go like, all right, I'm going to listen to Livingston Saturday Night, and I'd listen to it and play with it. All right, I think I got that. I'm going to go. If I do a random one,
do you know what Livingston that is though?
Livingston, Alabama.
It's not, I don't think it's Alabama.
No, it is.
I thought it was Texas.
No, it's Livingston, Alabama.
I thought it was Livingston, Alabama.
Wow. Then I listened to that song and like, all right, I'm going to.
Of course, now that I've said that, I got to back it up.
And then I have to do Manana, and I'm like, damn, I don't know Manana. Then I do Fins, and I'm like, I have to absorb all this music, and I'm just like, I can't introduce myself to new music right now.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you got to sing Pirates Look at 40 with the same emotion now. I mean,
I'm learning that one too. I'm
an
learning them all.
aging man who's looking back, and he pissed it all away so fast.
Slade. What do y'all think of the band Slade?
Really nothing.
Slade. S-L-A-D-E.
Nothing comes to mind at all.
Sade?
Yeah. Sade. You did it right. Most people call her Sade. 1973, they released an album, song called Come On, Feel the Noise.
Oh, okay.
Come on, feel the noise.
Great. Feel it in. And then...
Hey, Livingston, Montana, by the way.
There you go.
Come on, girl, rock your boys.
So 10 years later, 1983, Quiet Riot did it. And Slade actually enjoyed that they did it. So I'm going back to my roots, and I'm going to, new word, I'm going to pussify a song.
Wow. I actually saw Quiet Riot at the Boutwell Auditorium in 1983.
Did they bang your head?
I banged my head, yeah.
So
I had a sleeveless shirt. It was white and black like the prison. It said Quiet Riot, and the sleeveless. My arms were probably about a pencil.
About my size?
Yeah, like a first grade pencil.
Two number
width.
twos.
So I'm going to do a little of this, and I'm going to do a little, take a right turn in a minute. So,
Okay. That is Rockstar as he rolls into the Floribama Lounge.
So you think I got an evil mind? Tell you, honey, I don't know why. I don't know why. So you think my singing's out of time, makes me money, but I don't know why. I don't know why anymore. No, So come on, feel the noise. And girls, rock your boys. We'll get wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild. So you see, I got a funny face. Well, I got no worries, 'cause I don't know why. And I don't know why. Oh, I gotta sing with some disgrace, and I'm in no hurry, 'cause I don't know why. I don't know why anymore. So come on, feel the noise. You girls, you rock your boys. We'll get wild, 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 wild. Lord, I was born a rambling man, trying to make a living and doing the best I can. But when it's time for leaving, I hope you understand that I was born a rambling man. My father was a gambler down in Georgia. Well, he wound up on the wrong end of a gun. And I was born in the back seat of a Greyhound bus. I was rolling down Highway 41. 'Cause Lord, I was born a rambling man, and trying to make a living and doing the best I can. So when it's time for leaving, you know, I hope you'll understand that I was born a rambling man, that I was born a rambling man.
You know I love it when you do
Yes,
that. I
yes,
think
so good.
there is a there's an audience out there, and I see it on Spotify all the time when they take songs that are fast, upbeat, or rocking, and
Well,
slow them
sometimes-
down
Yeah, the
like
coffee shop on Sirius XM.
Sometimes it's the only way you can get appreciation for the lyrics. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like sometimes I hear a song slow down, I'm like, God, those are much better lyrics than I ever think they are.
But then sometimes you're like,
well, how did they get away with that?
Those are bad lyrics.
Those bad lyrics.
But if you're,
She was only 17.
but as they're rolling Dickie Betts' coffin into the funeral home,
wow,
playing that version of Rambling Man, just a soloist on a guitar would be very fitting, would it not?
You got time between your Jimmy Buffett obligation?
Quite
If
emotional.
I can just do Rambling Man, yeah. Where is it at? Is it close? Probably Georgia or Florida.
Georgia, probably, yeah.
But see, I mean,
That was
just-
excellent, though.
Just echoes, man.
These are covers you can do once you play the Floribama, which will be sooner than later. Remember, Mullet Toss 1 week away, 40th anniversary of the Interstate Mullet Toss, greatest beach party. Fish start flying 10 a.m. on Friday, April 26th through Sunday, April 28th. Don't miss the Miss Mullet Bikini Contest Friday and Saturday at 3 p.m. And for the ladies, the Mr. Mullet Hot Body Contest Friday and Saturday at 1 p.m. For more information on how to get that Floribama membership card, go to FloriBamaStore.com.
Are we judging this year?
It's
Miss
still to
Mullet?
be determined.
Miss Mullet? We got two
Still
1 year.
to be determined.
Rockstar, play us out of here, man. You got anything? Picking and grinning? Get us out of here?
Picking and grinning.
Like Country Boy Eddie used to do?
Time to leave, time to go. We got another Mystery Fifth Hour show. It's time to leave, it's time to go. We gotta record another Mystery Fifth Hour show. Yeah!
Good night, everybody. God bless you. God bless America. Have a great weekend.